aviation organization that that the airport has a strong relationship with, and I was literally supposed to be traveling the world last year and this year doing airport security assessments. So I went on my first one beginning of last March to Guadalajara, Mexico, and everything came to a halt.
Good is and can and does come out.
So and then I was subsequently let go. The airport had to reduce 25% of their staff, and I was let go in July. So here I am. I've actually been home for now just over a year, and I figured it's time for me to try my own thing. I'm still looking for work, but launch my own aviation consulting business, and things will come back eventually, and we'll see where it all goes. But yeah, that's what I've been working on the last 2 months or so. So.
Wow. So you just got a taste of that job and then you lost it. But sometimes these things happen and it leads to better things. So yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Sort of a total of 20 years in the aviation industry. So got to do something with it. People will be itching to go on vacations and stuff like that, and it'll come back eventually once there's enough of the population that's vaccinated and stuff. So
yes. All right. And John, how about you? Anything new in your world?
I just had a week of vacation, just doing nothing.
Me too. Yeah, I'm actually on half a month of vacation, so I haven't taken a vacation that long and maybe ever actually. Yeah. So. Yeah.
Last year when I put in for my vacation, I put it in all in January. So I was planning on going to the Philippines. And so obviously that's kind of change of plans. So I managed to whittle it down to 1 week, and then I'll get another couple of weeks in March. So I don't know what I'll be doing then, but
yeah,
not too much.
Wow. Yeah. Well, at least hopefully you can relax and maybe get some typing done.
Well, I don't know. It's kind of hard to get motivated. So.
But you're here, so that's something.
Yeah. Kill my boredom.
Yeah. That's what we're best at. All right, Eric, how about you? Anything new in your world?
Yeah, I mean, I had a pretty busy week, so I didn't get a whole lot of time to do any typing, but I did order a new fountain pen last week that came in yesterday. So I've been
nice.
playing with that.
Yeah. Do you have it there with you?
Yeah, it's the Pilot Custom 823 with a fine nib.
Very nice.
Yeah. So I inked it up with Robert Oster, Great Southern Ocean, which is a nice blue-black ink that I like a lot.
Okay.
So it's a fine nib. It's a Japanese fine, so it's finer than like the Western style nibs, but it suits my handwriting pretty nicely. When I started out with fountain pens, I started out with medium because I figured that's a good middle of the road, but I've kind of gravitated more towards the fine nibs because I feel like it's better for my handwriting. It's more legible. So
yeah, I write big, so I can get by with the with the wider nibs.
Yeah.
Yeah. So looks like Ted is having trouble joining. Let's see if he's on this time. Yeah. Let's see.
All right. Does that work?
Oh, there we go. Welcome, Ted.
That worked.
I guess we're
my sound.
I guess we're all having technical issues. I had some this morning, so
technical difficulties. Please stand by.
Difficulties.
Oh, let's see. I'm going down the line here. Joe, what's new in your world?
Oh, let's see. Well, another busy week at work, but I got a package in the mail it says Hermes on it, and it's actually a set of typewriter brushes. Hey, there you go. Hermes. Let me focus the camera here. Hermes typewriter brushes. Hey.
Very cool.
Wow. That's very cool.
Yeah, and this was from, see, this is from Bill. There's no bill. So nice little package he sent me. So, yeah.
Very nice.
Yep. So now I have to decide if I want to keep it in the box or if I want to put it in the lid of the Hermes 3000, right? Because the box has a certain amount of value also. Anyways.
I say display the box and keep the brushes in the typewriter case.
I like that. That's very good. That's a good idea. Hey, Gregory, did you get your package of thermal paper that I sent you?
Yes, I did.
Good. I'll throw away the postal service receipt.
Okay. Yes. Thank you so much.
Have you tried it out yet?
I have not. I checked the weight of it. It's definitely higher quality than the other stuff. Definitely.
Yeah, I think you'll like it. Definitely.
Yeah. Very good. Let's see. Let's keep going down the line here. Brenda, how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Is there anything new in your world?
Oh yeah. So my dad sent me this the other day. It's a little pencil sharpener.
Oh yeah.
And he even put a little note in here for me that says he loves me. And this and look, the thing moves back and forth.
Oh wow.
Oh my God. It made me cry when I got it. It's adorable.
Right?
That is so cool.
I love it. Yeah. So
where does the pencil go?
I want one.
The pencil goes right in, I think, in here. I think it.
Oh yeah, I see it.
Right where the glass window would be.
Oh no, right back here.
Yeah.
Right back here.
Oh, cool.
In the back.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's super
But
cute.
yeah, so that's my new typewriter.
Oh, cool.
I'm not getting any more typewriters. I'm done.
I kind of said the same thing.
I promise. I'm done. I don't want any more typewriters.
Right.
I'm happy.
Hey, how's
I
your
just need more room. That's all.
I'm drawing a blank on the name, the Oliver. How's your Oliver doing?
Yeah, I got it working, but it doesn't type nice. It's not a good, it won't be usable. I mean, everything works, but it's just not good. So it's just
I'm sorry to hear
nice.
that.
Do they ever?
Yeah, it'll be
are they nice
conversation piece.
Engine?
Huh?
Do they ever type nice? Are they known to be nice typewriters, or are they known to be kind of okay typewriters?
I don't know. I've seen them online or on YouTube where people are using them and they look really nice. But mine's not going to be like, mine's just going to be a cool thing to look at. That's it.
Yeah.
So that's okay.
Sometimes that's okay too.
Yeah, it's a cool typewriter.
They are cool to look at regardless.
Yeah, they're different. So.
Excellent. Diane, how are you doing?
Hey, Diane.
Hi, I'm doing all right.
Anything new in your world?
Typewriter wise, no.
or anything. Anything that you care to share.
No,
we're all friends here.
I'm at mom's doing the laundry, and we have church on in the other room.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. I did get your letter, by the way.
You what?
I did get your letter, by the way.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So I'm going to try and respond in a more timely fashion this time.
Oh, that's okay.
Oh my goodness. That last one, it was a little shy of, it was probably 8 or 10 months.
Yeah, something like that.
Oh my goodness. That's horrible.
with all this Oliver talk, maybe I should pull that machine out and use it to type something. So,
ooh, sometime if you want to do a demo for us, that would be great. Yeah. Yeah, so keep that in mind for the future.
Okay.
Brian, how are you doing?
Your audio is off, I think.
Yeah, can't hear you, Brian.
Oh yeah, we can't hear you.
Okay, I'll work on it.
Can I say
there we go.
something?
We
Now
got
we
you.
can hear
We
you.
got you.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we got you.
Can I say something real quick before you go on to somebody else about Diane?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yes.
Okay, Diane, I was on YouTube the other day, and there's this, I don't know if you know, but you're on their story about typewriting. It's CGTN America, typewriter enthusiasts keeping antique way of communicating, and you're in the video from one of the, I guess from one of the Hermes events, but you're in that video.
Oh, yeah. There were some speed typing events.
Yeah, well, you're in that video.
That were filmed.
CGTN America.
Huh.
So go find your stuff.
Interesting. I know. I'm trying to look it up right now, but I'm not having luck so far.
Yeah. Do you want me to tell you the name of the? It's the CGTN America is the YouTube channel.
CGTM.
N as in Nancy.
Oh, okay. Interesting. Let's see. Okay, I don't see it right. Oh wait, there we go. There we go. Oh yeah, from back in 2018, it looks like.
It's been a while, yeah.
But that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah, I thought it was cool.
Yeah, very cool. Yeah, thank you for pointing that out, Brenda.
No problem.
All right, Brian, how are you?
Hi, I'm well. Nothing new typewriter wise, although I am going to be getting two new typewriters tomorrow.
Ooh.
A friend of mine in Tempe is giving me a Royal Futura 800 and a big Underwood of some sort. It's like mine. It's mine's an SX 150. It's like that. It's maybe got a wider carriage than I've got, but it's got the really cool logo on it, the little flying thing.
Oh, okay. What color? Yeah. What color of Futura?
It's just the gray one, but I don't have any, so that's cool.
I know, and you know what? The Futuras are one of my favorite typers, so I hope you enjoy it.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah,
I've been on the lookout for one myself.
And then
yes, I recommend them.
I've been working on typewriter adjacent stuff. I've got a phone that I've been working on. Here. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Phone.
Yeah. So I've been turning that into a Google Assistant, and it's been taking up a lot of my time. But
oh my goodness!
Do you have to talk into the receiver to
to
talk to Google?
When you pick the phone up, you just say "Turn the lights off" or "What's the temperature," and
awesome.
it'll talk to you through the receiver, and you hang up, and it stops.
Wow.
Speaking of phones, I noticed that you had an OBS setup last time you were here.
I did.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
It was so confusing that I had to stop. Like everything would work, and then one thing, the battery would die on this camera. Like, oh crap! Restart it all, and I'm aspiring to be as cool as you, Ted, but I'm not there yet.
I was hoping we'd have more people that did that level of invocation.
It's pretty cool. I messed around with it a while, but it just became too much work to do for this. I'll get it streamlined at some point.
All right.
I do actually have OBS set up on my computer, but I get the best internet connection on my phone. So, we got to go with what works because, I have a lot of pressure hosting this event. So
and it is working. Pressure. It works well.
I love that song, by the way.
Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah. And I like the Vanilla Ice bass line. It's like one note difference.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, so he claimed anyway.
Vanilla Ice.
Yeah. All right, Ted, you're next up. What's new in your world?
Oh, well, I had a cat jack emergency I had to deal with, but that's why I was missing a little earlier this morning.
Okay.
Let's see. I am currently working on building out monster feet for SM3 cases. I need to adapt these to a little taller foot, and I'm going to make them rubber. So,
okay.
That's what I'm working on this morning. Let's see. Battling a spammer, but I think I got him. That's about all I have this morning.
Okay. All right.
So,
and let's see here. I lost track. Sue, welcome. I don't think you've been on before, have you?
I haven't. I never think about it in the morning. And then I just happened to be sitting down with my coffee this morning and thought,
oh, that is awesome. Awesome. Well, since you are new, I'm going to put you on the spotlight a little bit and just tell us just briefly about yourself.
Okay. I live in Northern California. Former teacher, stay-at-home mom forever, and have, I don't know, I stopped counting after over 50 typewriters. I don't know. That's, those numbers are a weird thing with typewriters. And
they're so fluid.
I use them for writing letters and just creating kind of collage, crafty things. I print on fabric using typewriters. So, yeah, I just love them so much.
Now, I'm thinking, are you a member of the Typewriter Pen Pals Club?
I am.
Okay. Because I thought I remembered seeing your name in there. Okay, excellent.
I don't have a PO box, so I'm not that comfortable just being out there.
Yeah.
I do have several typewriters. Gary, or that's here, or I have several. So
Gary 7.
Yes.
Yeah,
Gary 7, yes. Also known as Diane.
But yeah, did you hear me pause? I'm like, I can't remember if she's
I know
right now. So
there's bonus points if you know where the reference Gary 7 comes from.
Well, I knew that once, and now I've forgotten.
I forgot too.
You get even more bonus points if you know what typewriter that Terry Garr was typing on in that episode.
Oh, Ted, you throw down the gauntlet.
Wow.
Go ahead, Ted, tell us.
And the automated system that actually did the typing. That was a Royal Emperor electric, and it was mated to a Royal type pneumatic automatic operator for the typewriter. So that's how they got it to type without anybody typing on it. It was a pneumatic machine that did that typing.
And what was the show?
Star Trek.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I do
Assignment
remember now.
Earth.
Yeah. In my research for today, I was looking at old public domain videos, and they were showing one of those typewriters. It from what I could see, it looks like it basically operates kind of like one of those piano roll or
player piano.
Player piano. Thank you.
It is similar, except it is totally pneumatically driven. It doesn't like use a roller and pins.
Yeah.
It actually opens and closes air hoses that. Oh, the thing is enormously complex. So
yeah.
And they don't last very long. So that's why there's pretty much none of them still in operation now.
Oh, that's so sad.
I have seen a few decommissioned ones. And I had the service manual for the actual machine. So,
oh wow, that's cool.
How many pages was that?
About 200 and something. It's all just pipes and flaps and gears and stuff like that, and a driving mechanism. So, it's a weird piece of machinery.
Wow, that's crazy.
Not meant to last the ages, that's for sure.
Yeah. All right. Sean, how are you doing?
Good. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Happy Sunday. Sorry I'm late. I slept in.
We were all a little bit late, including myself.
Yeah.
Anything new in your world?
Yeah, I finally got one of my Holy Grail typewriters here last
week. Which one is that?
Getting my 24 karat gold plated Olympia. SM.
Oh. Oops.
Yeah.
What happened? Wow.
Pretty happy.
How long had you been looking for a model like that?
About 4 years. You know, it's one of those things where, you know, you have I wouldn't say it's FOMO, but, you know, as more popular, you know, you see these pop up every once in a while, you miss them for whatever reason, or you hear about them on a forum afterwards, and then you're going, God, I really would like to find one. But as soon as anything pops up, there'll be people that are all over that stuff. So I'm lucky to, about 6 months ago, find a gentleman who's got one down in California. And I got it for, hey, are you interested in selling that? And, you know, hum ha. And not until December did he finally call me before Christmas to say, are you still interested? And I, you know, you have to sort of pretend you're, yeah, I guess I am. Yeah. And then after Christmas, he sent it out. So it was, it's really good. It's got a lot of hard use on the gold plating, which is, you know, indicative of a very light material like gold, which is not really, you know, the strongest, I guess, to wear. So it makes it look like it's much more heavily worn than it probably is. It types really well. The C's a little funny. It doesn't hit as hard, but otherwise it sounds really good. It's very quiet. Be pleased with it. It just looks like it's been through it.
Wow. That's really cool.
And it's an Elite, which makes me really happy.
Oh,
a really good writer, and it's in Pika. And you're like, well, I guess I'll live with it. But you're sort of really unhappy.
Yeah. I love Elite machines.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, definitely.
So Sean, cool. have you tinkered with the return lever from last week?
It's going to be my question.
Oh, okay. Sorry. You ask it, Bill.
Nope. I'm just glad somebody asked.
Yeah.
Yes, I did tinker with it, and I got a couple sets of pliers because it was very, and yeah, before you cringe in your toe curl, I heavily rubbered the pliers up and then just tried to balance out set right where it meets on the carriage and then forward of where the bend looks like it is. And I looked at some pictures online just to see sort of the shape of other people's return levers, and it definitely is bent down sort of up in the middle there. There's a little peak now, and there shouldn't be as much of a peak. I did it a couple times, but you know, it's going to take me months to sort of get up the guts to try it a couple times, move it a little bit. I think I got it a little bit, but I really was afraid of, you know, the carriage sort of moves when you're lifting it, even when you put counter pressure on it.
Here's the mind killer.
Hmm?
Here's the mind killer.
And then sudden it snapped. No, just kidding. I just took it really, really light, and I just bit, and I'll try again later. So no, it's not perfect yet, but I think I got it a little bit.
That counts as progress.
Yes, definitely.
Thanks for asking me to live that.
Yeah.
Well, accountability. I knew Bill was going to, so.
And May, how are you?
I'm great. I'm 2 typewriters heavier since the last time we chatted.
Nice.
So,
I do have to say, May was the first one here today. The first
one.
Oh
my. Which is highly unusual.
Did she have her teeth brushed?
Yes. Yes, I did. So I have a Royal, Quiet Deluxe. Nothing, you know, spectacular, except just a good typewriter, right? And then my other one is like my nice 80 carton. I got a manual cursive classic 12. So it's the Script classic. This is my first purchase from a typewriter person. You know, somebody cleaned it up and tweaked it. And so I didn't have to do anything to it. Just open up the sparkling case and start typing. I think I'm going to do this from now on. This is so much easier to buy a typewriter from somebody that knows what they're doing, to clean it up first.
Those keys look like they're plugged into the outlet. They're so bright. They're very clean.
Right. They are white. And if we're lucky, we might see a typewriter unboxing this morning, because apparently FedEx delivers on Saturday and Sunday here, and I have a typewriter that the tracking number says, oh, we'll deliver today. So if we're lucky, there might be a knock on the door and we can do an unboxing right here live.
All right. So the live stream is not going to end until you receive your package.
Dang.
No matter how long it takes.
And it's going to be a little bit of a special typewriter too, so I'm excited.
Oh,
They're
very
all
interesting.
They're all special.
They're all special.
That's true.
Right?
That's true.
And I can hear you guys when I step off camera. I've got
good.
wireless headphones on, so I'm
Very
kind of
good.
running around a little bit, but I'm still listening.
We advanced. I feel really prehistoric here, but I guess that's
even I'm wired, so
Right.
How much coffee have you had?
I know she's on the go. I think May is probably always on the go though.
I'm always on the go. I'm naturally caffeinated.
Very
I don't
good.
need coffee really. I just like it.
Well, thank you for sharing.
Sue, you said you were a former teacher. I'm a teacher right now. So what subjects did you teach?
I actually taught kindergarten. I was a
Aw.
English multiple subject credential person, but I ended up teaching kindergarten and fell in love with it.
How cute.
Wow.
Aw.
Yeah. But then I stayed home forever. I thought I'd go back. I substitute taught for 5 years and I liked it. I love the kids. I just hated making them do really stupid stuff. And that's a very large mug and I like that.
Oh, thank you.
And it's quite full. Don't spill it.
I'm trying. That's why I'm standing away from the typewriter right now.
One day I was cringing as the phone rang for another subbing job. And my husband said, you don't have to do that. And I said, oh, I kind of thought I really, I needed to contribute. I ought to. And he said, no, you don't have to. And I just keep plenty busy just doing homemaking and crafty and just normal stuff with life. I just keep busy and happy all the time. So
yes, good. Me too. And you said you type on or print on fabric with your typewriters?
I do. I typed on fabric with my IBM, and then I figured out that I could just type whatever I wanted on paper, and then I can iron wax paper. It's called freezer paper. I can cut it 8 by 8.5 by 11, and I just iron that onto any type of cotton, linen, whatever, a variety of cottons that I want to, and I feed that into the printer. It's just I have an inkjet printer, and it prints beautifully. It copies whatever I want onto the fabric and I iron it to heat set it, but it washes and it does fine.
Wow.
Interesting.
I made scarves and sold them in my Etsy shop and put them into pouches and just do different things. So
cool.
So I have a big craft upstairs fiddling in.
What is the name of your Etsy shop?
It's called Stitchuation.
Ooh, I like that.
Well, that was before Jersey Shore, a show I have never seen, and people thought, "Oh, you like that? You like Situation?" I'm like, no, I think so.
Oh no. Oh.
So I hover between closing the shop because, I always stress to make sure, I hope everything's okay. When it gets there, I get a little anxious, but I mean, the shop's still open. It's barely alive, but yeah, it's just for me. It's just for fun. It's not for.
Yeah. Excellent. Very good. Let's see here. Bill, did we check in with you? I don't think we checked in with you yet. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. How is everybody else?
Great.
Very good. Very good. Anything new in your world?
Yeah, quite a few things. After we finished last week, I went and looked at yet another SM9. So I just love these things. And this one was on Craigslist. It was $75 and it's like brand new. And it had a different typeface.
What?
What
did it have?
It's now I can't remember the exact. It was something like Elite number 8. You know how Olympia gave their typefaces the number association as well. But it's an 11 character per inch, which is the reason that I decided ultimately to go look. But what ended up being so cool is that it was being I should rephrase that. What ended up being so interesting is that it was being sold by the family. The woman that had owned it, she had passed late last year, and she lived to be almost 100. They told me, but they were kind of doing like it was the equivalent of an online estate sale through Craigslist, And so when I went to go check out the typewriter, I met the two sons and the daughter of the owner. And so they told me, the daughter's like, I remember typing my papers in high school on this typewriter. And so one of the brothers was like, oh, she also kept some books with it. So I've got a couple of these, a couple more typing course books now. And I don't want
You have a collection
I
going.
love those.
I do have a collection, yeah.
I have a large collection of those too.
They're fun. I don't want to, I didn't ask them for permission for any of this, so I don't want to give her name away, but it was funny because this is like the blue book of typing for beginners, but they she crossed it out and put her name Mrs. So-and-so. And so it's kind of cute, but it was fun talking with them. And they had actually been out and done a little price checking, and they had an idea of what, you know, that they probably could have sold the typewriter for on eBay or something, but they didn't want to mess with that. And they were just hoping ultimately that the typewriter would go to somebody that would appreciate it. So, and I told them, I want to type with it. I'm not interested in flipping typewriters. We all walked away happy. And so
Nice.
it was a fun experience. And then I had ordered some books a while back. And I'm guessing some of you might know this person, Nick Bodemer. He apparently he was active in the typosphere some time ago, but he published a couple books on portable typewriters, and they're really nice. They're full of color photos, different models. So, you know, just right up my area of interest here, the more like the 50s, 60s era machines.
Yeah.
And then this book as well. So.
He didn't type the blog X over it, did he?
No, that was Nick.
A different Nick.
Yeah, different.
And is that Nick still active?
He was the graphic designer for Etsy for a long time until just recently when they changed editors, and so he was active in within the general population of typewriter collectors, but he hasn't posted to his blog in a long time.
No, he hasn't. I wondered if he was still with us.
Yes,
yeah,
he's still here. He's still
okay,
around.
he has a beautiful collection on the typewriter database.
Well, this individual, this Nick, his blog originally was Royal Typewriters blogspot.com. And then I think he changed it to something like it's got fur in the FIR. And
it's like Seattle Typewriter.
Seattle Fur Typewriter, something like that. I had kind of run into some of his content online, doing some searching. And the other thing that I got that was kind of fun recently is this, it's a card set. So it's got this case, and you open it up and it's got a couple of packs of cards from Eaton Allen, the correct type.
Oh,
folks.
neat.
So somebody had this on eBay for like $8. I'm like,
a lot, so.
I play solitaire. I don't really play cards that often, but I play solitaire. So this will be fun to use.
That's a good find.
Yeah, it's fun.
Probably is.
So that's me.
Very cool.
Great.
Hey, Bill, I just wanted to say thank you for the Hermes brushes.
Oh,
by the
cool.
way.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you. They're going to come in handy. Yeah.
All right. Before he maybe he's already making dinner. I was going to check in with Indro. Indro, are you there? I want to check in with you before you start making dinner.
That's right.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Very good. Very good. Anything
All
new
right.
in your world?
Oh yeah, I got a new machine. Oh,
Let's go on a
it's
walk.
huge.
Is it?
Yeah.
Tell, do tell.
Love you
Hold
too.
on.
Have a good day. Bye.
Bye bye.
Love you too.
Love you too, Sarah. We love you, Sarah.
We all
We
love
all
you.
love
We
you,
all
Sarah.
love you.
I should have muted myself.
It's okay. That was some.
That is a big Hermes.
At least you weren't brushing your teeth.
Yeah.
Ambassador.
Oh, wow.
Ooh,
My goodness. What
that
model
is
is
a
that?
big. Oh, it's the big Hermes.
Is that the ambassador?
Ah, okay,
That's-
okay.
Here, what do we see?
That is a
Wow.
manual, right? Not electric, correct?
Yes.
Oh,
The injector handle.
Look at
Yes.
that.
Love that.
Look at that.
Has that got a correction ribbon?
no. This one is to put these away.
Oh, okay, cool.
Oh,
Yeah.
my goodness.
Nice.
That's fancy.
Yeah, no kidding. Big injector, yeah. Oh yeah, that's high class.
Oh, man.
Indra, are you
The rubber is
authorized
still
for
soft.
use of that machine?
I know.
You have all the proper licensing and so forth? Oh,
Yeah,
wow,
that's
that's really
impressive.
cool. I love the
My
paper holder.
goodness.
That is
I hope you
amazing.
got a deal on it because that seems like it would be very expensive.
10 euros.
Really?
Wow.
Oh,
Wow.
my
It
goodness.
is spotless.
We're not
It
jealous
has,
at all.
no, it's so big. It is just perfect. It has no dents, no
Wow.
nothing. It's very shiny. It's like new.
Mhm.
That's cool.
Yeah,
Is
you know,
it-
I find a lot of times big standards go for less because people don't want to ship them or deal
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
getting them.
That's true. That's true.
Probably less in demand too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Up
Yeah.
until real recently, big standards were free.
Yeah.
I
Like
believe it.
pianos.
I actually got one. for-
Yes, exactly. Nobody wants to tune
Very
it.
cool. So is that your new favorite typewriter?
I just got it in 2 days ago, and I just replaced the ribbon. And
Oh, okay.
I typed only a little bit on it, but it's so
Okay.
big and so heavy, I don't know where to put it. So it's in my
Right.
Oh,
dinner
you could put
table
it in
right
my
now.
house. You could put it in my house.
Yeah.
I'll take good care of it for you. They could be my first Hermes.
Perfect.
Oh,
Well, I
We'll
couldn't
even
let it
share it.
go for only 10 euros. I couldn't let it go.
No,
I
So,
know. That's
Oh.
amazing. Wow.
Yeah,
That's great.
Hermes out now.
yeah.
Indro, I have a question. So how do
All
you
right.
pronounce the brand? Do you pronounce it Hermes or Hermes or How
No,
do
we
you-
call it just Hermes.
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 And I think if you want to pronounce it in French, it's going to be Hermes or Hermes,
I thought it was
Ah.
Hermes.
something like that.
Yes, there's so many pronunciations.
Yeah. Hermes. It's in Dutch. It is Hermes.
That's cool.
Very cool. We're all going to talk like Indro now.
Oh, als je Nederlands wil spreken, dan versta je er helemaal niks van. Als ik gewoon in het Nederlands praat.
Can
So
you
you
slow
can
down a little
understand
bit?
that.
Be able to do that.
Hey, Indra, my phone I got is Ericsson PTT. It's
Oh, wow.
it's a
Oh, yeah.
Dutch telephone. It has Dutch
Yeah.
schematics on the inside.
All right. Yeah, I got this one. See if this works. No, wait 1 second. Come on, change.
There we go.
That's a big one.
Oh yeah, that's the wall mount. Nice. Same dial, same
Very
numbers on
cool.
the inside. Cool.
It works.
Yep.
I got it plugged in so I can use it to call.
Nice.
Nice.
That's awesome. I love how Brian's modifying his. That is so awesome.
Yeah, that's amazing.
You know, when I went to do it, I kind of had mixed feelings about taking the inside parts out, but I got it cheap because it has a couple of scratches on it. And then I looked in the inside and the bells are gone. Someone's taking the bells out. So there's lots of room inside. So I don't feel so bad about taking more stuff out.
Put in some electronic bells.
Yeah. If it was all complete and in mint condition, I'd feel worse about it. But it didn't have any bells to start with, so it'll make noise when I'm done with it.
God, I just admire so much your brain and that you're able to do that kind of thing. That is so cool.
Yeah, it's amazing. Yeah.
For that phone, I just bought a small print plate, and you can build it in and you can use it. So it transforms the 2 poles.
Oh yeah.
So very easy to use.
Cool.
Okay.
I was gonna
Very
say
cool.
it'd be funny if if you put the bells back in, if every time you got a notification from Google, the phone rang.
I thought about that. It would be so loud.
We go,
Oh my goodness.
Unless I stuck the sock in it, it would be waking me up all day and night.
I'm having Monty Python flashbacks now after Sarah's impersonation of the phone. I don't know why.
Okay, you guys ready? You guys ready for this? Let's see if this will do it.
It's a dead
Let's see.
parrot.
Come on, come on. There you go.
Ah!
Hello?
That's awesome.
Hello?
Ow.
Hello?
Is this the person to whom I'm speaking?
Your
Oh,
car's
that's good.
extended warranty is about to expire.
Yes.
That's right.
Oh my.
Dial 1 now to continue your conversation. Ring.
This is your second warning.
Ring.
Oh, I do
love
have to
those
say we're at an all new record. We have 16 people on camera. So
Woohoo!
wow.
Oh my.
Wow, we're way
Wow.
beyond the Brady Bunch. That is so
Become
awesome.
popular. That's great.
Yeah,
The more the merrier.
yeah. Oh,
So I've got an idea. We should all pitch in $20 to buy Gregory's short, an Hermes, and ship it to him.
No.
There's enough of us. I don't know. I'm not good at math, but I feel like we've got enough money here. We could probably make it happen.
No.
Gregory, do you want the Hermes handbag or the Hermes shoes?
It's the Hermes typewriter.
Oh my.
Oh, for 20 times 20, I will sell mine.
Oh my God.
Yeah, sure.
I think he's going to want the 3,000, please.
No go.
There you go.
Joe, you're tempting him.
I
Sorry.
know.
It isn't kind.
It's
I
not
do have to
nice.
say in the comments we have Luddite, and he says came here to say thank you to May for showing that staples can be used on ribbons instead of grommets. This little fact made my lettera 32 usable. Perfect.
Oh, cool.
Good job, May.
Welcome.
Good job.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
My
You're-
duct
you're-
tape and stapler hacks help someone.
That's awesome. Very
That
cool.
is.
Right. You're
That's
welcome.
Cool.
I want to get one of those grommet thingies. I'm looking forward to doing that someday. That'll be fun.
Yeah.
I think those are definitely prettier than the stapler, but it works.
So you get to punch it and
Right?
squish it. It's going to feel so good.
All right. So
I'll tell you what, Sarah, I have a spare one.
Do you
And
really?
Yes. Yeah. Email me with your postal address. I'll send you one.
Aw.
nice.
No way.
Nice.
Oh my gosh. A real Joe
Oh,
Van
wow.
Cleve puncher? Hole punch thing? Grommet?
You-
A
World famous.
World
World
famous?
Famous puncher.
He has to
Oh my
sign
God.
it though.
Oh yeah, I'll
That would
autograph
make my
it for
day
you.
so much. Oh my!
The
Would
Joe
you
Van
really?
Cleve brand
Yeah,
grommet.
yeah.
In Sharpie,
Oh, my
do
goodness.
it.
I'll do it. I'll sign it for you.
Really?
But now I
Oh
have
my
to type
gosh.
it. Yes. Committing to it.
Oh, I
That's
love
awesome.
it. Oh, that would make
Very
my day.
cool.
Thank you so much, Joe.
Sure.
Some people save, baseballs that people signed. Me, it's the Joe Van Cleve grommet puncher from Hobby Lobby or whatever. I love it.
How much is a Joe Van Cleve autograph worth? Is it like a typewriter?
I mean, $500, $1,000 for
Yeah.
starters.
In
I think the
Philadelphia, it's $50.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
You have the right provenance documentation. You have to authenticate it.
At Providence.
Oh,
Of
that's
course.
right. Do you have a
Yeah.
notary? You need a notary public.
I think my wife is a notary. I don't know if that's ethical though to have your.
It's not. No.
No.
It's not. I used to be one. You have all these rules.
Yeah.
I don't know why. Some sort of ethics thing.
I know.
Dang ethics.
Dang it.
Gets you every time.
So, Sarah, do you want to give us an update? Is there anything new in your world? Any new typewriters, or have you sold any? Or
Yeah, so I'm only going to talk about typewriters because the stuff in my world has been pretty unpleasant this week. But
I know.
Yeah, it sucks. Anyway, I do have
sorry.
a typewriter that I'm working on, and this is my first one of the year. And I got this as my idea was I was going to take it back to this antique shop and show them how well I can clean typewriters, and then offer this as a side service for people because they have a lot of people that come in and want to, at least have it working again and have a ribbon or whatever. And it was really interesting because when I went to talk to the lady, there were two men that walked in right around the same time, and they were like, "Oh my God, we would love this service. What's your email address? Can we connect with you?" And then there was a guy that said, I know. And there was one guy that said, "Oh, I have an uncle that wants to offload a bunch of typewriters." And I said, "Yeah, tell me about it." But of course, and then it was like, oh, I guess this is awkward because the lady's running a shop and she's trying to make money too. But anyway, I did take the $100 out of my typewriter jar from stuff I had sold. And I bought this one with the intention of bringing it back to show her how it would be.
Oh. Yes, I've been watching you clean that.
Underwood.
Wow.
Beautiful. Good job.
Thank you.
That looks great.
Thanks. This is the one that now I can't get to work though. And I'm really ticked off. It will space only if it's like, if I push in the bar like this.
Mm-hmm.
See if I go like that, like backwards. But if I do this, nothing. And it had feet that had melted down to just like tar. And so I took it all apart. I cleaned it really well. I gave it the Maylin rubber ducky bath. And
it's so easy. I don't know.
Did you sing the song?
I was singing it, and I was thinking to myself, why are there not rubber duckies with typewriters attached to them? We need to have this be a thing. We need to have like
rubber typewriters.
Yeah, to float in the water while you're doing it. So what I'm finding is that when I replace the body panels, it doesn't work. Take the body panels off, I can sort of get it to work. Put them back on, I can't. And I thought, well, I must be squishing something. I must not be doing something right here.
Did you replace the feet?
I did not. I was not able to replace the bottom feet. These guys.
Have you tried putting? Have you tried putting some sort of rubber thing to raise the back end up while you're trying to type?
Not yet. I've stacked a couple of ribbon spools. I tried lifting it with my hands. I mean, I do have these feet, which came off, unfortunately, in the front. So the two front ones are intact, and I can sort of have it prop itself up that way. But I'm not able to. I don't have anything for the back. So I will try your suggestion.
You need to get that back end up off the ground.
If I like hold it up, it still won't type though. So what is the key to that? What am I getting wrong here?
If you put your feet on, or if you get it elevated and it still doesn't space, what you need to try is look under there where the space, flip it up so you can see the bottom, and operate the space bar and see where that's hitting the universal bar.
Okay.
Some linkages that get to the universal bar. The thing that flips around when you type, when you hit keys, the keys will hit that bar and cause it to advance.
Okay.
And if the space bar isn't operating that universal bar correctly, then you need to find where the linkage is that hits that and form it forward so that it'll actually impact that bar a little earlier.
Okay. May I ask, is this the universal bar right here?
That's a great question.
Because it looks like it's got teeth that want to, no?
I don't know enough about
this brand,
the Underwood portables right offhand to tell you, but if it's going back and forth and it's when you hit keys and type and those keys are hitting that bar and causing it to go backwards, that is the universal bar. Yeah.
Okay. I'll play around with it here for a minute and see what I can figure out.
I won't tell you for sure because I don't know for sure, but
yeah, I feel like this should be it. Does the universal bar usually have little like indentations along the top of it?
Yeah, because all the
that
keys
they fit into. Got it. Okay, then that must be what this is. I'll horse around with it and see what I can do.
Okay. Yeah, just find the linkage from the space bar that hits that and kind of form it so that it makes good contact to there.
Okay.
So it's not the universal bar itself that you're messing with, right? It's the
it's the linkage
connection
to the universal bar.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah, I don't see it connecting at all right now, but that could be for a whole bunch of reasons.
It's fighting back.
I know, it's like it's vomiting its ribbons right out of itself.
It's falling apart. Oh no!
Wait, what did you do, Ted?
I don't know. I apparently misinformed you.
It's not Ted's fault. It's okay.
No.
And these were going to come out anyway because I'm missing the covers, and you know how that goes.
There you go.
Okay.
But I mean, I wanted to show you guys. There's a little bit of tar that's still left in the bottom of that.
Ooh, that's gross.
And it was really, I mean, it smells like the side of a road. That blew my mind. My fingers are already getting like dirty.
What is that from?
From the feet.
It's from the back feet that melted.
Oh, melting, yeah.
Yeah, they melt down over time. I've now got spots of black all over my house from this experience. You know, it's part for the course. So I'm wearing all black today. Nobody will know.
Smart.
I'm not actually mourning my failures. I'm just immersing myself in them.
Just remember this: rubber feet on typewriters are like male cats. They'll get their sign everywhere.
Can we quote you on that? That's a good one.
So is this an Underwood portable? Is that the name of it?
4-bank portable, yeah.
Because I have a 1930 model. Maybe I can go grab it and try to look at the space bar mechanism and see what's going on with it.
Would you?
Yeah, I'll go do that. Yep.
Oh, that would
Very
be
cool.
wonderful. Thank you. Thank you so
Help me,
much.
Obi-Wan Kenobi. You're my only hope.
Oh, good.
Okay.
You're on a roll today, Ted.
Did you make that up just now, or is that your secret nickname for him? Because that is so good.
That was just now.
Oh my God, Obi-Wan Kenobi. We've got to just say that from now on. That's so good. I love it.
Okay, wait. I've heard Dune, Star Trek, and Star Wars so far.
There you go.
Is there anything
We just
left?
need Doctor Who now.
Oh yeah, Doctor Who.
Well, I do know about the SM3 that sits on the Doctor Who control panel.
There you go. There you go.
Yes. Yeah.
There's that.
Yeah,
That's
we've come
funny.
full circle then. Yeah.
I
need to have a bingo card for that.
I have comprehensive knowledge of
Ted sci-fi references.
Sci-fi references.
Yeah. So, you know,
Very cool.
when I went into this antique shop, I hadn't been there before. Somebody told me to go there because they have a lot of typewriters. And she's like, oh, you could talk to them about fixing them up and stuff. This woman wanted, of course, like everybody else in the whole world, a pink typewriter. And she couldn't stop talking about it. And she was like, oh, do you have any pink typewriters in stock? And I'm like, no, I don't have, no. And she's like, I really want one. And I said, we all do. And I said, there's one in Santa Cruz that's, you know, like right now for sale, it's like $395. And I showed it to her. I said, what you want is a Quiet Deluxe or an SM5, you know, a Smith Corona 5 series. Probably you want a Quiet Deluxe. Here it is. And I showed her the picture. She was like, oh, that's too much. And I said, it's kind of what they're going for. This is the problem. So then I had this idea, why don't I just take off this little front panel and paint that pink? Now, I haven't painted typewriters and I dread that it would be a horrible mistake. But with this one, because it's gray and it's small, it's a very small thing, you could potentially do an accent piece and it wouldn't be like ruining the machine. So thoughts?
You'd have to take the back paper table off and do that too.
This one too. Yes, sir.
Yeah, Sarah, I've had a lot of luck with that, just painting parts of the machine a certain color.
You have?
One last week, I had a really gorgeous working machine that was tan. Well, who wants a tan machine? So I painted the top black. Now it's black and tan. Needless to say, it's turned itself just fine. So, I'm a big fan of that. Just paint a part of the typewriter. Yeah, if you just painted that face too, that'd be great.
I think that would be a happy surprise for her. Although she'd be like, well, I don't know if it's really what I want.
Yes.
People they're like, well,
I want
it's
it all
not the
pink.
whole thing. I'll give her the link to that guy in New York or New Jersey or whatever that does them. But my concern is messing it up and like having it bubble and pool and make all these problems. Do you guys have any suggestions for like painting these parts without having it look just awful?
Send it to Bob.
The ones
I don't. I mean, it's just spray painting. I'm really good at spray painting. Actually, my mom worked for Sherwin-Williams when I was a kid, so there was spray paint everywhere because that's what her factory did over in Anaheim. So I learned to spray paint, but yeah, well, you know, any brand works. I think the trick is a clear coat. I use I don't have any right now. I used it all and threw it away, but I used a custom car clear coat, and you can get it in matte, and I like the matte clear coats. You can get them in glossy, but of course the glossy will show any issue that you have with it. Most typewriters have a matte finish because we're handling them with these. So I tend to just do that. That piece, though, you could probably do in gloss coat, you know, but you clean it. Obviously, you give it a light sanding or medium sanding, and then you clean it with a mineral spirit, let it dry. I usually shoot it on a cardboard box in the garage when it's not windy, and that does real well. And then I'll give it 2 coats. I'll wait 15 minutes and then give it another quick coat so it's still tacky. And then I sand it again with a very light sandpaper now that it's painted after a day. And then I shoot it with a clear coat and give it another day. And, you know, then I put it back on, and it always looks really well. All my painted machines are inside right now because I've got them up for pictures. I only have 3 of them right now, but yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of painting anything. I was telling everybody last week. I mean, my motorcycles are really ugly. There's no paint on them.
Yeah,
and it
but
works really well racing cross country. Well, I think there's a ton of YouTube videos on, you know, how to spray paint, how to get the edges, how to make it all work. Have a good time with it, you know. And I don't know.
I'm gonna be.
Cardboard for me.
I think I'm gonna get your address and send it to you. I'm a nervous Nelly. I just saw Brian had a comment, and I saw he brought out his rubber duckies.
I did.
Aww.
I was going to say, I was going to say, I primered first. So you don't have to, but especially if you're doing black, it might be a good idea to primer first before you do pink.
Okay. Because
you'll be chasing the rest of that black around all the time. So, yeah, other than that, just, and also paint something that's not super valuable first. Like,
that's like doing a skin test on see if you get a rash.
Get your paints and do something like it, like a piece of cardboard or something that you can hold next to the typewriter and see if it looks right when you get done. And then you can make sure you have all the technique down before you do. You don't want the first thing you've ever painted to be a typewriter that's really valuable.
Yeah.
Agreed. Yeah.
Great advice.
Mm-hmm. Thank you,
You
Brian.
could practice on typewriter tables because that is cold metal.
Oh, yeah. That's true.
Oh, yeah.
That's an idea too. It's a good idea. Well, I'm
Sarah,
still nervous.
I have this 1930 Underwood portable, and so this is the space bar linkage. You can see this is the left linkage right here.
Hang on a sec. I got to scroll over to where you are. Oh, there we go. Okay, yeah.
Okay, so this is the linkage. There's a little bar that it's actually pulling, and then I'm going to flip the machine around and show you where that's connected to. On the left side, I have the margin. Let me see if I can refocus. This will be fun. The margin is, let's see here. Let's see. Right, this little guy right here is what it's moving. That's what that bar is pulling it. So you might have to bend that little arm right here. Or make sure that this flat bar is being pulled toward the front of the machine by the space bar adequately,
providing enough resistance.
Yeah,
got it.
And that's tripping the escapement.
Okay,
there it is. That's going to trip your escapement. If I can tilt this the proper way, like that.
That's interesting. Yours looks slightly newer because mine has that old thick band on the drawband.
Yeah.
Like that stuff made out of fabric or something. And and it also isn't showing, like where you showed me these, I thought you were talking about this little curved area down here, or this little sort of divot. But I'm not sure if it's the same on this one. Maybe it's up top.
Okay, so this might be a slightly different chassis then, but anyway, you get the idea that if you follow that linkage, it should go back to the escapement mechanism, and then it should be rocking the escapement rocker back and forth.
Okay, got it.
And that's how it's supposed to space.
Sarah, is
there it is. I see.
On your Underwood portable, is that gray crinkle paint or is it gray flat?
It is gray crinkle paint.
Yeah, that's a later portable. That's a liter. So
Really?
there will be some minor changes. They made that body style in Underwood pretty much from the 30s all the way up until 51, 52 as the lowest end Underwood that you could get. That's okay though. That doesn't mean anything bad. Just that the gray crinkle is sort of a giveaway. They're very similar, but they made some minor changes over that 15 years though, just in the way they put screws in certain things. Like I've tried to change space bars from Underwood Champions to Underwood Universals, 5 years different. Screws go on different sides and they don't always work. So just thought before you start getting parts or anything like that.
I was going to show you guys that same spot that Joe was telling us. I don't know. I'm doing it all weird upside down here. Let's see. I can't drive this thing.
What is the serial number?
It's an F. Hold on. I put it in the typewriter database. It was showing up like 1934. I believe it was an F796791.
Yeah. Okay. That is an earlier number.
But I see what Joe means right here about this escapement bar thing. I'm going to play around with that and see if I can make something happen here. I don't know though if that's
something happen. That's
so
right.
Is that activation unique to the space bar, or when any of the keys trip the universal bar, is it impacting that interface there back by the escapement?
Any key rocks that same rocker.
So then it's probably not going to be in that specific area because all of your other keys are tripping it. So
it could be that linkage that's going from the space bar, that rotating shaft behind the space bar back to the escapement. That's something in there.
Yeah.
It's like a belt crank. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so because sometimes the keys will depress and sometimes they won't, depending upon the position it's in. It's been sort of intermittently acting up. So I think it could be exactly what he's saying. The question is finding that connection. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to keep examining this and see if I can find the answer.
Be brave.
Follow the money and see where it leads, as they say in Hamilton. So, I do appreciate your advice very much. Thank you for doing that. And if I get it working, I'll have a party.
Yeah, definitely.
Invite us over.
I don't know if you want to do that. It'll be fun. Let's see here.
Good work, Joby-Wan.
Joby-Wan Kenobi.
Joby-Wan.
You're my only hope.
You're in bad trouble if I'm your only hope.
It's true.
Let me adjust my camera.
May's got her light glasses on.
I'm really curious about those, actually.
I'm adjusting the shift height because it's slightly off. So.
Oh, she's a typewriter dentist.
But these are mighty sight. Awesome. You can buy these online. These are great. They're magnifiers with LEDs.
I have those. Harbor Freight has them.
Really?
Yes.
I want to get one.
Excellent.
They're cheap.
You look like a surgeon.
You're starting to look like you're in a Terry Gilliam movie between the typewriters and
Brazil.
Looks like Brazil. That's one of my favorite movies.
Oh yeah.
I fixed it.
Yeah, I love that song.
So is that a Royal Quiet Deluxe, May?
Yes, it was. I got this week. I did a complete breakdown and cleanup, and it's just a brown typewriter, but it types wonderfully. And it's
love your brown.
1955. It's got that.
I haven't seen.
I'm not exactly sure what
cool.
that does.
I've got the same machine right here, actually. Yeah, that's for the it's for the carriage. It's how easy the carriage moves. I believe.
It tightens and loosens the
swing back
the motor.
And forth of it.
Okay.
So this actually reminded me. A few weeks ago, Ted, there was somebody else that had asked a question about the skipping issue with the Royal Quiet Deluxes, and I was having that issue a little bit with mine too. It seems like I've gotten it on the right touch adjustment for me, where it doesn't happen very often, but every now and then it'll skip on like certain letters, like depending on how how I'm typing. How exactly would one fix that issue, like with the escapement?
Let me bring up a link. Let's see.
Bring up a link.
It's a touchy adjustment. Royals are just a pain in the ass when it comes to that sort of thing.
Yes, the escapement is so
They're a
sensitive.
royal pain in the ass.
Yeah, exactly.
There is a joke there
Exactly.
somewhere. A royal pain in the ass.
You're gonna need a T-bender and a lot of patience. And let's see, I'm gonna put it in the Zoom chat.
Okay.
There's your link. And I myself have a lot of problems with like post 1950 QDLs. I'm a very stabby typist, and so
Stabby
bottom out a lot.
That's your new name. Stabby typist.
Basically, every one of those 1950s Royals that I've ever had, I've had to tune to my specific touch.
Yeah.
And,
that's the only machine that I have that it does that on. And I've got 3 other Royal typewriters, but for some reason that one, I don't know. It doesn't seem to respond well to the way I type.
It's an easy fix, but it's a fiddly fix. I mean, you're going to sit there and like just barely touch it, and it's going to be off one way, and you're going to bend it the other way, and it's going to be off the other way, and you just got to keep going back and forth really lightly until you get the exact spot.
That's my rap name, by the way, is Fiddly Fix.
Fiddly Fix.
Fiddly Fix, and what was yours, Ted?
Fiddly Fix
Joby-Wan
please.
Fiddly Fix.
Yeah, that's right.
Typist.
Oh yeah, stabby typist.
Stabby typist.
Stabby typist.
Wow.
Ted the stabby typist and fiddling fix.
Oh my goodness.
You guys are cracking me up. Oh, man. Oh, thank goodness. Thank goodness for you wonderful people that are so fun.
Yes.
It saves my life.
Oh. Kitty drumming.
I was just
coming up.
At KMG last weekend. I was walking the dog with my husband, and my neighbor said, "Oh, you like typewriters? I was thinking of you." And the neighbor gave me his grandmother's KMG. Is that right? Is it a KMG? KMG. They said it was a Royal, and I was like, "Oh, I hope it's an older one because the new ones are real skippy for me." But yeah, it's this big old standard, but I need to clean it up and lube it a little bit, and I can type without making mistakes on it. It's wonderful. I love it.
Wow. Yeah.
That's the thing about Royals is I have the Royal 5, and then I have, newer Royal standards, but it's only those portables that give me the fits.
Me too.
Yep.
Yeah, I also have a Royal 5 that my sister sent me a picture of up from where she lives way up north. And my friend Kara Cleary said, "Oh yeah, get it. $50 is a really good price for it, and I'll buy it from you." She lives down in San Diego where my daughter lives. So my sister bought it, and she had fun kind of being part of the typewriter Underground Railroad, and it didn't work.
That's
it was
awesome.
really rusty and it was frozen up. So I did what I could, and I took it to Ole Kellett, my typewriter guy, and he rubbed some things off, and we got it working great. And I didn't want
Sometimes
it.
that's all it takes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He burned something down. There was a hitch somewhere. So then Kara didn't want it, so I'm stuck with this old typewriter, which I wasn't into the old ones, but now I love that typewriter. It's a wonderful.
They are.
Yeah. It's true. I hated to admit it, but some of those big desktop ones are so well built that they really do work well. They take up so much space, but yeah.
My dining room is flanked with typewriters, and I don't mind. It looks pretty to me.
It does. I never get tired of looking at typewriters. Yeah. I'm sure none of us do.
I'm going to go make coffee. You guys get to look at a picture of my wife while I go.
Oh, she's beautiful. Oh. She's a pretty lady. Look at that. Aww.
I have one more show and I always have lots of show and tells, but this little book, I was visiting Ole one day downtown in his shop, and this lady who's a bookbinder brought this in when she was picking up her typewriter. She'd made him this book. It's all hand bound in the back. Ooh. And I was oohing over it. And I know this fabric, this paper, because I have fabric that I sew with of this from Tim Holtz. So I was just oohing and awing over it. And then after she left, he said, "Do you want it?" He said, "I'll never use it." And now I'm afraid to use it because it's so pretty.
I think Gregory was
Wow.
talking about that same phenomenon a few weeks ago too.
Yeah.
These wonderful journals and stuff, and then they're so pretty. It's like,
Yeah.
yeah.
The way I get around that is that I buy a new journal before I'm done with my old one. That way I have time to kind of like just look at it and before I write in it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I bet every single one of us has a blank journal that we haven't
I
written
have a
yet.
whole bunch.
I have at least a couple.
I confess, yes. It's true.
Sue, is that a giant key on the shelf behind you?
What do you see? Oh, do you see one of these?
Yeah.
Cool.
Whoops. that fell off. I have a bunch of these that, okay, now I'm just blanking on his name in nervousness, like when you forget your own phone number.
You name all your kids in a row. That's what my mom's like. Sarah, Lucy, Lindy, Michael, James, Laurel, Caitlin.
It's Paul Harker. Paul Harker, I think 3D printed these. He's been in quarantine forever because his wife is a healthcare worker and he has some health issues. So he's been kind of living upstairs and living separately, from his family for a long time. I don't know if he still is.
No.
But
That's gotta be tough.
he's because I guess just because he was nice, I was sending him letters to, because mail is fun.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Send bookmarks and stuff because I like to send things in the mail. And so I was super excited to get these.
Those are cool.
Those are neat.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're really cool.
And they're coasters? He made them into coasters, or?
Yeah, they're coasters. There's somewhere.
I thought they were ribbon tints. That is even better. Wow.
No, they're plastic coasters. They're just so cute. I put them on display. Yeah.
That is awesome. What a cool
Very
thing to
awesome.
do.
Typewriter friends are the best friends.
It's the truth. It's true. It is true.
Very cool.
And free typewriters they're almost always great. I mean, a lot of times they need a lot of work, but I'm always excited to get a free typewriter. And although, what do? I have a KMH. It's an older Royal. It's a beautiful black machine, but I just don't love it. And I'm wondering, how long do you keep one that someone has gifted you that they think is precious, that you want to just give off to somebody else? And then you're afraid that they ever ask you, "Are you loving that typewriter I gave you?" And what do you say?
That's a tough one.
I threw that in the trash.
Oh.
I threw it in the trash. Oh my gosh, I
Threw it in
gave
the
an electric typewriter that I didn't care about. A nice Smith Corona, but he was a young man, a poet, a writer, and I said, "Oh, take it," because he wanted electric. And he stopped by when my son was here, and I said, "How do you like that typewriter?" And he goes, "Oh," I'm glad he was honest with me, but he said it got full of bugs. He goes, "It just was so awful. It was full of bugs, and I had to throw it out, and I'm so sorry." And I guess it's a thing they can get roaches in them or something. I had no idea.
Oh,
typewriters
and roaches. It's a thing.
I guess it's a thing. So I was honest, and I had another electric that I picked up at a thrift store that worked fine that I didn't care about. Actually, I had two, and I let him take one home. He said, "Let me pay you," and I said, "Please, I don't. I can't take money from young people."
No.
Hopefully that one doesn't get buggy.
It's not the typewriter that attracts the bugs, except for that they're dark and cozy places and sometimes get food and crumbs in them. But it's that when they ship, sometimes if they've been in sort of a garage or something for a long time, they can end up with roaches in them. And I've had one that I received that had a roach in the box. And I know and people have said on here that that's happened. And when I went to my typewriter guy up in Los Altos, he said that a customer brought a case, and when they opened it up, a bunch of roaches came out. And he was like, it was so disgusting. And you just have to kill them and like get on with life. But I had gone back a couple weeks later to pick something up, and there was another roach that was like crawling around on the desk. And it was all because he'd received one of these from somebody. And I'm sure they didn't mean to. It just happens, It's like spiders and other things get in there. So now I always open them outside. If I get a box, I just go out in the yard just in case,
Yeah, good idea. Yeah, I would have cleaned it. I would have sprayed it with something outside and cleaned it. But that's
totally,
fine.
yeah.
I appreciate his honesty. I was glad he wasn't. I mean, you could tell he felt bad. It wasn't like he'd done
I mean, some people are so deathly afraid of those that they'll just, it's like there's no hope after that. They think it's haunted by one, even if they clean it. You know? Like my son is scared of nothing but roaches, like even a tiny one. He's just like, Mom, they can survive the apocalypse. You know, he's just, like, get it out of my house. So,
it won't survive your foot.
That's right.
True.
Yeah, and I'm like, watch this.
So yeah. I do have to say, I do have to say, my mom, well, my grandparents were missionaries, and
cool.
They decided to take their two kids, my mom and my uncle, to the jungles of Peru, and down there they have giant flying cockroaches. So that would be like a nightmare.
Right. The Marine in Hawaii, and he was telling me about the flying cockroaches.
Like they're the hissing cockroaches too. I had a friend.
I believe so.
Yeah. We have some friends that have sort of a zoo in their house, and I've been a pet sitter for them in the past. And at one time, they had a pet hissing cockroach and a scorpion.
Oh, geez, that's the ultimate bad combination.
You know, and lizards and frogs and all these other things that I was helping take care of. But they would go on vacation, and I would have to like feed this thing.
Oh boy!
Gross.
Spray water on it, and it would go. They're really good friends, though, you know, and I love animals. It's just I do have my limits. There are certain ones. The scorpion really freaked me out, but at least with a black light, you know where it is. So,
well, there's a difference between animals and just pure evil.
Thank you.
Where do we draw the line?
Or cockroaches and scorpions.
Yeah.
Spiders.
Yeah, spiders. I'm not a spider person. If they got one of those, that'd be it. I'd have to resign or something. I'd be like, I don't know. Yeah.
All right. I think we haven't checked in with Bob yet. I see he's working on a machine there.
Yeah, I'm working on this great Remington Envoy that I picked up at a thrift store a few weeks ago, so I'm having a lot of fun with it.
Excellent. What thrift store? If you don't mind my asking.
I scored off you.
Okay.
Say what? Yeah. The Envoy. Can you guys hear me? Okay, I'm trying a different microphone.
Yeah.
Yes.
I can hear you great.
Cool. I've been good. I'm still healthy. That's a positive.
Yes.
Thing. A few years ago, you know, I started the small conglomerate get together of friends locally, including Greg the Poor Typist, to enjoy basically what we're doing here, but in a face-to-face thing. And every Sunday night we get together at a local coffee house and share each other's typewriters and sit around a big table and cough and sneeze on each other and try each other's coffee drinks. And just one of those exciting things that can no longer happen. Yeah, exactly. That was
those were the days.
That was a conglomerate known as Local Typewriter Club, and I would I'd even have people over. I'd even have people over and I'd fix their machines for them. And I remember a few of them would say, well, why don't you just have a repair shop? And I'd go, well, that's the whole idea. It's a club. I know maybe it's an older theory and older ideas. When I was younger, if you wanted to get into something, you joined a club. Unfortunately, this didn't seem to transcribe in today's society, which I've learned as I serve as president for a local motorcycle riding group. Safety group. It's nationwide. It's called ABATE, or Motorcycle Rights and Safety Organization. And I've just learned that the whole club idea is very unpopular. So I've decided to go as corporate as I can. And I have filed the paperwork. So if you see anything that says Typewriter Muse online, that is now me. My shop is called Typewriter Muse. I'm doing it mostly as pickup and delivery. It seems to help people a lot more. And I've been playing with the idea for a few weeks, and my secretary and I finally got together and figured it all out and made it all happen. So that's very exciting. I'm a publisher, so I still keep a secretary who works for me just a few hours a week.
So Bob, will you deliver on your motorcycle?
That's a good idea. That's a true test of my work.
Yeah. right?
No,
Yeah,
go ahead, Joe.
I was going to say, then will you deliver to Albuquerque on your motorcycle?
To Albuquerque.
Wouldn't that be
a trip?
Well, I had the
Yeah,
pleasure to have a good conversation with Sean up north there. I'm going to call him up north Sean, our friends to the north, the Canadians. And I had I think it was Monday or Tuesday, but it just works a lot better and people respond a lot better, you know, if you just have a shop. And typewriters, I've only been working on typewriters a few years. They're no different than carburetors or motorcycles or guitars. I relate them a lot to guitars. So I'm having a lot of fun with that. And it's nice to, you know, have something to buy and sell the machines under. I'm putting together a website. I've already bought a domain, just simple information. And I think people are responding a lot better to that. So anyways, so I decided to call it Typewriter Muse instead of just say Bob Marshall or Marshall Repair, blah, 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 blah. And I think that'll work real well, enable me to reach out to the community of authors and writers who want to use the fine writing instrument known as the typewriter, and get them going. And people are okay. I had one customer this week and it was a $200 repair, rebuild. You know, I did all sorts of things to this machine. And they were okay with it. I mean, I had to adjust the escapement and repair ding and just, you know, so it's all the little things that add up. And I think people are going to respond to it as such. So I get very excited about, I had the conversation Sean and I had were great. They're small repair guys chat with, but I think the future of typewriter repair is going to be something that works really well. And I'm probably just going to do a machine or two a week, and that's going to be fine. And maybe I do another machine or two that I buy and sell, right? Who knows? Or find a way to give away. But I've learned the typewriter price has really gone up. So I'm real excited to have a platform other than local typewriter club where I can fix and repair for people and get their machines, get the writing instruments going again for them. I don't know about the rest of you, but every time I touch a typewriter, I think where it's been and where is it going? The exciting things of the future of what a typewriter, and I never really did that with a guitar. I don't know what I would never work on a guitar and think, I wonder what kind of beautiful music this thing is making, unless it was like Lita Ford's guitar or something cool like that. I just didn't, you know, I viewed it as a machine basically, and like the instrument playing. But typewriters, I think, are just a bit more magical in that human aspect. So I'm very excited to do that for people. And anything I've done, I take pictures and put them on Instagram. I'm really big in the Instagram world. And people respond like the 4th of July. They're just so excited to see someone replace all the rubber on a machine or whatever it may be. Anyways, I'm having a ton of fun with it. It's been a busy week, but busy in a very good way. And I'm glad to be here with y'all. Thanks for letting me share.
Excellent. Yeah. And we're still on. Go ahead.
Don't forget to put your shop in Richard Polt's list of typewriter shops.
Very good. Very good.
Yeah, well, that's a really good idea. And I've had other instances. I've got a big front porch. I live in the historic district here in Riverside. So I've got a typewriter desk on the porch, and I've had people show up and I've gone and I'll put my mask on the porch and go, here, play with your machine. Make sure you're comfortable with it. And this is very exciting to them. And so I think it's going to be doable. And I live in a very nice neighborhood. So I'm not going to do brick and mortar yet. I'm just going to work out of my house. And I think pickup and delivery or drop off or whatever. I mean, it's all going to be a service. Going to be a good excuse to get machines going again for writers and authors who want to type.
Yeah.
That is so wonderful. I'm surprised that you weren't one. I actually thought you already were one, so that's pretty awesome.
I know, huh?
Well, I was doing it on a club level. Join the club, hang out. I mean, it's not like there were dues or anything to join, but it was, let's find a way to work on these machines together. But it works a lot easier, like Sarah said, in the minds of our human race. If you just say, okay, well, I'm a repair shop and I can get your writing instrument going again for you. So
yeah. And we're still on for tomorrow at 6.
Yeah, tomorrow night at 6. I'm looking forward to seeing you on my porch.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
6 feet away.
Great job.
I would
That's
expect
Yes.
nice.
I'm going to be gifting Bob some 2 or 3 typewriters. So.
Oh, that's wonderful. Wonderful.
Yeah.
I think Joe has saved my life here. I think I've got some success to report.
Oh, wow. That's great.
What was it, Sarah?
Well, first of all, what he said was true about this little jobby back here that triggers the, I don't know if y'all can see that or not.
Yep.
But look at that.
Wow.
Yeah.
We're in business. The only problem is
Wow.
that the space bar is still, this little divot down here, you know how it's supposed to fit down under that? It won't, if I line it up to make it fit, the whole business stops again. So it has to be to the right. Oops, sorry. Try that again. If I do it like this, then no bueno. But if I do this, whoops, I'll try again. Then it works fine. Whoopsie.
You might have to work things a little bit more.
So I'm wondering if I fuss around with the body panel, that might solve it all up again. That might be why it was doing that too.
Hold it up so I can see it underneath the space bar again.
Sure, just a minute. I'm having a little moment of stuckageness. Oh, it's stuck again for some reason. I don't know.
I want to see it looks like the space bar, sorry. It looks like the space bar may not be parallel to the front edge of the typewriter. Lift it up so we can see underneath it again.
Sure.
In the front. Yeah, it looks like it's a little bit crooked, but maybe not too bad.
Oh, it is. But when I go like this, Joe, when I fix it up, then it's not going to do it for me anymore. Whoops, let me put it under the little tab there. Hold on. There we go.
Yeah.
Now, if I do this, suddenly no can do.
Yeah, it's down a little.
The only way that it wants to do a space is if I move it way over again.
Yeah, it looks like it's moving back and forth, that linkage, right? That goes back to the escapement, but it's not quite enough to trip it when the space bar is in the right position. You know, I mean, so there's something in there that's still keeping it from moving completely, and those are tricky.
It is, but I am thrilled that it's actually moving again. That's a big step in the right direction. And what I did is I took that little bit that you were telling me about. Whoops.
Yep.
Sorry, I'm actually gonna hang myself on this headset. Sorry. Right in here.
Yeah.
That little thing. I took some pliers and I also sprayed some Neutral in there just in case things were not moving. And I did that down below as well on the tab rack, and I mean not the tab rack, the universal bar hinges, and I think that helped a little bit too. But I took pliers and moved it slightly forward so that it would hopefully create that resistance you were talking about.
Yeah. Okay. Maybe a little bit more, something like that, more degreasing and just all that. So.
Yeah. But thank you so much. That's very helpful. It kind of cleared the cobwebs for me, which I was experiencing. Thank you.
Very good. Let's see. I'm wondering if I have checked in with everyone. I think I have. Oh, no. WJ Lester?
Hello.
Welcome.
That's me.
How are you?
Doing excellent. Thank you.
Welcome to the live stream.
Well, thank you.
Yeah. Since you're new, you want to just tell us just briefly about yourself?
Okay. I'm here in southern Alberta. I'm actually texted in last week, and we were supposed to greet at church this morning, but there's been a bit of a plan change. Anyhow, so I figured I'd join in and say hi to you, merry ladies and gentlemen.
Excellent.
I got my start in collecting typewriters back in 1999. Bought my first unit from a neighbor who his wife bought it new for going to college in '54. And I thought, well, we're going to get a computer, so I picked this machine up for $5. I figured it would be a good chance to practice keyboarding. Could not get jiggy with the keyboard layout. And
get jiggy with it.
So then after my first wife, we got married in '90. We got our first what I call real computer decided she was going to teach me how to type. I could not understand the keyboard. And no one could seem to find a real reason as to why it was set out that way. And I was at work, and my wife Joanne did some research and came across the Dvorak key map. So I bought a cheap keyboard, took it all to pieces, reconfigured it to Dvorak. Windows 98 has Dvorak in the keyboard languages. So once I got typing on the Dvorak keyboard, my WPM went from 15 to 45 in 2 weeks.
Whoa.
Oh.
And so I ran the Dvorak keyboard for 10 years and then got interested in typewriters again in about 2010. Then I found that I was getting so confused switching between typewriter and computer that I switched my computer back to the Scholz key map and been going on ever since. And I had my first typewriter professionally serviced by one of the last remaining typewriter repair shops here in Southern Alberta, and then was gifted a 1969 Hermes 3000 by my late mother-in-law and my father-in-law, and Underwood 378. So I had the 3000 serviced, and then I started getting really interested and got a few repair books and information and got an old Royal QDL, took that to pieces, figured out why it wasn't spacing, and things had been tightened too tight in the escapement mechanism. And the only way that I can really describe the escapement of a typewriter is it's crossed between a semi-automatic rifle and a clock.
Yes, it's true.
Wow.
The pen is mightier than the sword.
Mm-hmm.
And Remington made both.
Yeah,
there you go.
Exactly.
And the typewriter is greater than a Tommy gun.
Yes. And they say to have the best typing technique, you need to type like a clock, right? Very systematically and so it's true.
Anyhow, and so by pressing the space bar or a key, you're pulling the trigger, then the clock mechanism advances it to the next notch, and the next pallet catches the escapement.
And then a cuckoo bird comes out the muzzle of the rifle. Cuckoo.
It goes, cuckoo, you're about to be shot.
No, in this case, the cuckoo bird is sitting behind the keyboard.
That's right.
Hey, I resemble that comment.
Very good.
I always figure if you can't laugh at yourself, you can't laugh at anyone.
Exactly.
That is so true. I believe it is a great help in life to be able to.
So W, you got a lot to work with.
I have a lot of material.
Yeah. Anyhow, so now I have probably in excess of 50 typewriters. I try and do a complete service on one every Sunday afternoon when the weather's conducive. There's the solvents I use are pretty strong, and we don't like the smell of those in the house. And, yeah. As I should also add, my first wife lost the battle to cancer in 2002.
Oh no!
These things happen, but I know where she is. Anyhow, and so got married again at the end of 2003, and my second wife, Juliana, she's the one who's taught me how to use Zoom and get a laptop configured and all the rest of that. And she's a pretty techno savvy gal. She is.
Excellent.
A modern girl.
Yeah.
But a beautiful name too.
You said you were in Southern Alberta. Where are you?
About an hour and a half drive south of Calgary.
Okay, area?
Just north of Lethbridge, northwest, in a small town called Staveley.
Oh, I know. Drive by it all the time. Yeah.
Okay, it's one of those towns that if you blink, you'll miss it.
Yeah. When you're driving on the highway, you
Lethbridge.
Welcome to Thanksta, and you're like, what was that?
Yeah.
Welcome to Thanksta. Goodbye.
Yeah, and the interesting thing is that most towns you have two sides. One side of the tracks on the highway, the other side of the tracks on the highway. With Staveley, the entire town is one side of it is all the same side of where the tracks used to run. So there is no right and wrong side. We're all good.
Well, like that.
That's funny.
And it's a terrific community spirit here. I lived in the next town south for 25 years. Never did feel accepted. Moved here in 06. Was welcomed by the neighbors with open arms. So it was a good move.
Yeah.
Excellent. Excellent.
And I've sold probably a couple of dozen typewriters from local Kijiji, on Etsy. I haven't tried selling any on eBay yet. And
Fortunate.
We do not speak of it. No, just kidding.
It is kind of a pain if you're a seller.
The most fun I have is when I gift a reconditioned typewriter to, say, the daughter of a friend.
That's the best.
I picked up an Olivetti Letter 32 in non-working condition for $25 from Lethbridge. Gave the whole thing a complete go over, clean up, tune up. But I found that, well, see these size XXL hands. Take a number 13 wedding ring. Those keys were just way too close together for my big hands. But the 11-year-old daughter, Sarah, you should have heard the shrieks of delight when she realized. Oh, she should have heard the shrieks of delight when she realized what she was opening.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Excellent. Yeah, I know on the Letter 25 that I have, the keys are very, very compact and tight together. So I do not have large hands, so it works fine for me. But yeah, excellent. Do you have a favorite typewriter?
Well, hang on just half a minute.
Let's see here. Just gonna go under here. Like that.
This was my very first typewriter that I bought.
Oh, cool.
Oh, yes.
The Underwood QDL. There you go.
Lovely.
And then,
that's what the Dvorak.
Hang on. I'm going to hang this off again.
Was that the Dvorak key layout?
No.
Okay.
Are you kidding me? Now you're not going to work?
Because the Shoals key map or QWERTY board is built right into a typewriter, unless you have the tools to unsolder and resolder the type slugs, you can't change it.
I have seen Dvorak typewriters, though. They were specially made by the factory.
Yes.
You can get them.
There was one Royal QDL with a Dvorak key map sold on eBay. It was in Calgary. I chased it up to $500. It went for over $1,800.
Whoa.
Wow.
Yeah.
Holy cats is right.
Yeah. And
wow.
I actually messaged back and forth with the person who was selling it. And she was the daughter of a professor of the University of Calgary who had that typewriter special ordered for him back when he was at the U of L. At the U of A. U of C, sorry, there you go. And she was saying that he could type faster than anyone else she'd ever seen.
Wow.
Anyhow, so by trade, I'm a small engine mechanic. I'd say if you carry it, walk behind it, or ride on it, I can probably fix it for you.
Very neat. Good to
That's
meet you.
cool.
Yeah,
You're
thank
one
you
of
so
us,
much for joining us.
Sure.
One
Yeah.
of us.
So with having my own business, I have my own mechanic shop, which gives me all the access to all the tools and the cleaning equipment and everything else that I need to work my typewriters.
There you go.
That's wonderful. That is wonderful.
Excellent. And I see we have, I think he left.
We had an iPad guy.
iPad, yeah. He's off screen right now. Yeah. Let's see here.
I could make
Making
comments
progress.
about iPads, but we'll not do that.
I have a question. I have a question
Yes.
for Ted or Gregory.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
what if any of us decided like we want to offload, just a couple of typewriters, just give away, or we're not worried about bids and stuff. Is there a way to just post it amongst ourselves?
Yes. It's called, do you want my typewriter? Here's my address.
Yeah. I don't know of any
Good idea.
systematic way.
Maybe Gregory could set it up in the typewriter club that we have somehow. Do you think that's doable, or no, not so much?
Yeah. Well, John, I don't remember. Are you on Facebook?
Yeah.
Because have you joined the Typewriter Club Live on Facebook?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, if you want to post anything in there, yeah.
Oh, I'm just curious the process.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I mean, it's kind of a shame that if somebody does have something, then we're the ones who want it, kind of thing.
Exactly.
As opposed to just putting it up for crazy bids and stuff.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, we can definitely arrange something like that. Especially since our group is obviously growing.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we do have people in our group that have have given each other, or sort of for a cheap price sold each other, maybe for the price of shipping, a typewriter.
Yes.
I sent
Thank
one
you,
to
Sarah.
Gregory. Yeah. So you can do it just through word of mouth. You can send each other a message or say, hey, I heard that you really wanted one of these. I was thinking of you. What do you think? And sometimes that works out nicely.
And I am going to be, I think almost everyone that signed up for the newsletter also put their address. So I'm going to be releasing that list soon. I was trying to clean it up because when it exports from MailChimp, it's in a very unattractive format. So I was trying to make
newsletter?
Yes.
Yeah. I haven't read it yet either. Yeah.
Go
didn't know.
Go to typepals.com. And actually, if you go to newsletter.typepals.com, you can sign up for the newsletter. I haven't actually sent out a copy of the newsletter yet. So nobody's missing anything yet. But I am going to be putting out the list of addresses because people had expressed an interest in exchanging addresses for being pen pals. So that could also become another way of interacting as far as, ooh, I have this typewriter. Are you interested in it? And so on. We don't want to get like deep into we don't want to become a sales group,
right?
But among friends,
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I never put my address in originally. If I wanted to add it now afterwards, so I can, we can be part of that sort of snail mail, whatever part, how would I go about doing that without re-entering everything on the website?
You could just email me at gregory@poortypist.com.
Okay.
And I'll make sure you get in there.
Thank you.
Yeah. Gregory@poortypist.com. Because I am a poor typist.
Now, Gregory, when you had that name until I think a week ago, I always thought that it meant that you were economically challenged. I didn't realize that it meant that you were not an efficient typist.
Well,
he's a teacher,
and I was like,
so.
oh, that poor guy. I need to give him a typewriter.
Oh. Well,
I mean, it could go both ways, I guess, huh?
Yeah, it does actually go both ways, but see, originally when I first started, my spending budget was very, very low. But very soon after I started collecting, the prices started skyrocketing. So I had to kind of raise my limit there. So
it's true. It's gotten really tough.
The pandemic helped with that.
Yep.
Thanks, pandemic.
I know.
And so many great things for all of us, hasn't it?
I'm kind of glad that more and more people are into typewriters. It kind of keeps them circulating and
definitely
keeps Ted in business.
May I left you a message in the Zoom chat. A link, yes, to you. About your RA prefix quiet deluxe. There's a whole story there you can read.
Oh, cool.
I think I had dropped out for a second, so I missed the message, I think. I don't see it.
Let me put it back in there.
Back in the chat. Yeah, my screen froze up and I had to.
Oh, there you go.
There you go.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
The typewriter guru.
From monk to me.
Hey, Bill. Hey, Bill, were
It's a
you
monk
looking
message.
for an Olympia SF?
Yes.
Ooh.
They have one on eBay that they don't list it as an SF. They just list it as an Olympia.
Oh.
But if you
Oh,
go
interesting.
look up Olympia SF, it's there and it's $150 free shipping.
Okay.
Which
That's okay,
I didn't think
I
was a bad
guess.
price. 'Cause
It's
I
all
paid
right,
more
I
for
think.
mine.
Oh.
But you might want to look at it.
Okay. Yeah, I appreciate the tip.
Yeah.
It's getting
I feel like it's a little
I
much
think like
still, but,
Greg,
yeah.
well, like Gregory mentioned, you guys that have been into it longer probably have a better handle on what's happening with the pricing. But, for me, it's been just about 6 months, maybe just shy of that now, since I bought my first typewriter. And it feels like in that period of time, there's been a considerable amount of change.
I think because I don't think they realize the SF they could get a lot more for it, because there's other SFs in there that are like 300. I mean, they're a lot. So if you can get it for 150, I think I paid 190 for mine, and I even had to pay shipping, which I don't care because it's an italic and I wanted the italic, and I thought if I don't grab it now, I might never find another one. So I
Yeah,
grabbed
that
it.
would be
but-
hard if you're looking for specifically for the
Yeah. So
italic.
I thought, well, I'm only going to buy one.
Oh, it's italic, not the cursive.
Yeah,
interesting.
mine's italic. The
Yeah.
one on I think the one on eBay is just standard.
Yeah,
It's
that's
not-
I like the standard best. Although
but it
italic would
it
be
looks
cool.
Fine. The type sample looked fine.
Okay.
Excellent.
Yeah, they
I'll go
come
take
up.
a
I
look.
still feel like having done this a little bit, I'm still starting to say nothing more than 100. That's starting to be my limit, because I know it sounds crazy, but I know they go for 300 and 400, but I think that's stuff that's not moving.
Oh, you mean $100? I
right.
thought you 100 typewriters. Okay, never mind.
Yeah, I feel like
Mhm.
I got 2 Splendids last year, and one Splendid I paid I got it from the Netherlands, so I paid $20 for the actual machine and then $100 and some for shipping, so it was like $120. And that one I cleaned up and ended up sending it to Gregory. And then I had another one that I got from my mother that was from Europe, and that one, it was from Serbia, and I think I paid $168 for it, including shipping and everything.
Yes.
And it was a Splendid, which is the same as the SF, basically. It's just kind of a slightly different. But now I'm seeing them. Like I saw one for $40 on Marketplace in some other state last week. So I still think that you can get things like this for less than 100. You just have to be very patient.
Right.
And I actually inquired about a Hermes recently that somebody locally is selling for $350. And I actually offered him, it was kind of crazy. I think I might have offered him like $250 or something, at way low ball, for him. And he was like, oh no, I can't sell it for less than such and such. And I said, okay. And he's like, but nobody has contacted me. So if things change, you can have it. Basically, I wasn't going to spend that much, but it was interesting because he's had that thing posted for months and months. It's a 2000. So it's not even the 3000 curvy that everybody wants. And he's hoping to get that $350. And I don't think he's going to get it. I think
Well,
that's sit and sit.
When I found that Tessie on eBay, they started out at $250, and I thought, I'm not spending $250 on I'm not doing it. And then it went down to $150. And then my husband offered him $100 and they took it. And I thought, okay, well, here we go. It's $25 for shipping, but I don't care. $125 better than $250. And
totally.
But I'm not, you're only going to buy when you're out looking for whatever ones you're looking for. It's not like you're going to buy 12 of them. You're going to buy one. So if you spend a little bit more money on it, okay, it's done.
Yeah.
You're done with it.
Yeah.
So
it's true, but I think that we're still at a point where we can hold out and check across multiple platforms. Like,
I'm not, see, I don't want to wait. Seems like I wait enough, and I'm not going to wait because
then
it might not come up. It might not come up, I mean, it's just like when I bought my my Valentine. It's like, well, I looked and looked and looked, and finally got it. I mean, on eBay, and I think I paid $2.99 for it. But it's good. It works. It's not beat up. All the rubber on it's like brand new, and I'm not going to buy another one. You know, I mean, I want the best ones I can get.
Yeah.
You know, I want one of the best ones I can get, and then I'm done. So it's not about quantity. To me, it's not about quantity. It's about quality. I want stuff that's going to work. You know.
Yeah. I'm doing the same thing. I mean, the one that I bought from the Netherlands that was like $20 for the actual item, but then it was $100 for shipping, came and it was essentially flawless. So I don't know. I think, but it was from Etsy. I didn't use eBay because my stepdad, who's a market analyst, investor guy, said once it gets to eBay, forget about it. It's not really, those aren't real prices anymore. You need to be finding these through estate sales, through local stuff, through OfferUp, Craigslist, et cetera, because once it gets to eBay, the prices are not going to be very touchable for most people. And then it's kind of like they've inflated to the point where it's not realistic either.
Well, I think you can offer, because I got my pink Royal off of eBay, and I offered him less and he took it. I'm like, okay. You know,
how much did you pay for it?
I think I paid $225 for it.
That's reasonable for a pink one.
Yeah, I mean, you're gonna pay it. I mean, you're just gonna pay it.
Totally. Yeah.
I think it's always going to vary. I know, like, for me personally, the way it always feels is that when I'm looking for, like, before I decided I wanted to target the SF, I saw a number of them. Yeah. And then as soon as I decided I'd like to get one that matches, you know, the look of my 60s, mid 60s era SM9, now I see hardly any, right?
Yeah.
So I know that's part of it's just a mental game.
Rare.
But regardless, I certainly appreciate the tip, so I'll check it out and see. I'm
hopefully
very thankful.
You
for
like
that.
it, you get it, yeah.
But you know, it's one of those things where I in my case, I don't expect that I'm going to. I probably will have occasional pickups after a certain point of time for typewriters, but I'm getting to the point now where. You know, I'm using everything that I own, and when I get to the point where I feel like they're not getting actual use, then I probably will slow way down. But right now, I think I have like 9 in total. I'm able to rotate through them and enjoy them. You know, the hands-on time is what I like, so I, you know, if I pay a little bit more for a clean example,
right,
I'm okay with that. I don't want to get, you know, ripped off. I want to be educated about it, which is part of the, you know, one of the reasons that I found this group fascinating. I'm like, I just, you know, if I can soak up knowledge, I'm a sponge. And so I appreciate all the input and insights. And so I'll definitely go take a look and check it out.
Agreed. Yeah, agreed.
If I can just interject here real quick, Sarah.
Yes.
I noticed you're getting ink all over your fingers.
Yes, sir.
Just the melted feet.
It doesn't cost much just to buy a small packet of vinyl or latex inspection gloves before you change your ribbon. You can take them off again.
I'm way beyond. I'm way beyond.
You're not going to get your hands dirty.
Well, you know, I already had tar on my hands from working with this machine to try to get some things moving because it had the feet that melted. So I figured I may as well just keep going. Sometimes you're right. I mean, sometimes I do use gloves, but I've gotten to a point where I don't mind getting a little dirty. It's like gardening, right? Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Ricky's right.
Whenever I sell a typewriter on Etsy, I always put in the description, let me know if this is your first typewriter, and I'll include a typist's package, which includes a typewriter pad, 2 packing sheets, a pair of nitrile gloves.
Whoa.
What a
sweet thing to do.
Type cleaning putty, a pair of brushes for cleaning type, and some correction strips.
You don't charge extra for that?
Say again?
You do not charge extra for that? Because there are some Etsy shops that do.
It's probably built into the price.
Yeah. Okay. There we go. Yeah.
Yeah.
My
Because I always
thinking
include
is,
ribbon, but like I'll include ribbon and some other things, but not the putty or the brushes or anything like that.
my thinking is that if someone is buying their first typewriter, they don't know these things. They don't know where to look for these things.
Yes.
If I can get a person started off on the right foot, then they can enjoy typing.
Wow.
You are now officially one of our favorite members of the group because you stand for everything that we hold dear. Good job.
Yes.
Well done.
My very first experience with typewriters, excuse me, was actually when I came to Canada in 1981, and my mom figured that I should learn how to type, so she bought me a clunky old Underwood, I forget what it was, a leader or something, and I could not get on with that machine at all.
Lesson this afternoon. Okay.
Somebody got a radio on.
And I had a little, I kind of want to go to the antique place and see if that typewriter
Hey, Bill.
Oh. So I'm not going to be gone that long. Okay. Yeah. And then next week, I'd like to go out there because it's supposed to snow.
Okay, there we go. Sorry about that.
Thank you. That's all right.
Oh, you can mute
Sounds
us.
like they're going to go to
Why didn't you
Selwood or
mute
something.
me the other day?
Because it's hard to figure out who the sound is coming from.
Yes,
true.
It didn't sound like you, May. It sounded like someone else, actually, so we weren't sure.
Yeah.
You're too ladylike. We couldn't think it was you.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm sorry. You were saying.
Yes, my very first experience typing was I was given the use of an old clunky old black Underwood that I just could not get along with. I didn't like it, and so I kind of gave up. Now that was back in 81. And so just for the sake of interest, I found what I believe was almost the exact same typewriter on eBay, so I bought it. And even after cleaning it up, it's still hard and clunky.
Oh,
leaders like
and
some are like that, yeah.
Yeah, and so now, in retrospect, had I been given the use of, say, for example, a Smith Krone Sterling or a Smith Krone Silent, it would have been a different story.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so the last typewriter I sold, excuse me, frog my throat, on Etsy, I had listed a 1964 Smith Krone Classic 10 with a double Gothic typeface, and the girl who bought it as a first typewriter for her young sister who was just 20. So I messaged back and forth. I said, what I'm going to do here, I'm going to upgrade you to a Smith Krone Silent Super for the same value, but with the standard typeface that your young sister who's just 20 will find much more usable. And so we messaged back and forth for that, and that is now on its way. And the last update I had, it left Calgary yesterday morning. So
That is wonderful.
Yeah, very good.
But see, I think that element of kindness really is so important right now because people are getting kind of greedy.
Yes.
And, it shouldn't be about that. It loses the spirit.
Yeah.
And
I do want to go ahead.
And yeah, if anybody is interested in my Etsy shop is Skywatchers Vintage.
Skywatchers Vintage?
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yes, please.
Excellent.
We'll check it out.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
I do want to finally acknowledge Bill Teft in the group.
Bill,
welcome. Yes, thank you so much for joining us.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Hi, Bill.
Oh, good.
Bill.
Yes.
Good morning.
Bill's the guy. Bill's the guy.
There he is.
So, what's new in your
Name's
world?
not Bill.
Oh my! Well, I just picked up a wonderful set of typewriter tools here in Albuquerque that were being sold at an estate sale. It was
wow.
wonderful. There was about
That's
50
cool.
different tools.
Wow.
And right now I'm trying to identify some of them through the Ames catalogs, thanks to Ted.
I'm up here.
Ted Monk. And so we've got, I don't know, there's about 20 of the tool. Well, yeah, about 20 of the tools that have been identified. I got a lot of benders and adjusters, the rod-like linkage benders and adjusters. I got.
Hello, this is my wife Juliana. Just
hello, Juliana.
Oh, she's lovely.
Oh, there
Hi,
you are. Hi.
Juliana.
Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Okay, Bill, carry on. Carry on. Sorry for the impression, Bill. Carry on.
I got one
Wants
of
to know
the
what
supplier
typewriters
type benders.
Okay.
And a segment pick, which kind of is a funny looking little flat tool, but you can use it to pick out the debris from the segment.
What a cool idea.
And a bunch of other things that I have no idea what they do.
But they're cool to have.
They're very cool to have, and I found them. The fact that I found them here in Albuquerque was amazing. They'd been on Craigslist for months, and they weren't listed in the right way. So I was just poking around in my ample free time, and and I found them. And guy said he hadn't gotten. I guess there are not a lot of. I guess there aren't any other typewriter enthusiasts in Albuquerque. I can't think of anybody.
No.
Who would that be?
It's a ghost town.
I obviously don't look at Craigslist very often. I need to do that more often, right?
This guy over here.
What did they have them listed as?
I think it was just like miscellaneous tools. And I was scanning through and I go, oh, those look very interesting.
Wow.
And if anybody's interested, I have a picture of them where I've identified some of them. I just don't know how to do it here on this Zoom stuff. I don't know how to put a image, and I don't want to waste anybody's time, but I do have a pretty good high-res picture of all of them laid out with some of my identifications. I don't know if you'd all be interested in them. There's a lot of duplicates, so
I'll take them.
Yeah,
that was quick.
Yeah.
So we'll have to see what we can do here. But there are a lot of tools that look pretty. I mean, they're identical. And I would imagine that there are no sockets, though. However, there are no wrenches, which makes me think that whoever was selling them in the estate sale probably sold those off as regular tools, and that whatever was left that looked weird got put into this box. Anyway, that's the latest thing. I do restore a lot of musical instruments. So I've been working on some banjos and other things like that. But I guess that brings things up to date.
Okay.
Bill, how's your Hammond coming along?
Oh yeah, the Hammond. I finally got enough tools. The key here, Joe and I spent a wonderful day getting my Hammond folding multiplex working, particularly with a new vibrator, which is a very fragile but essential part of a Hammond.
Yeah.
The Hammond is one of the more bizarre machines ever invented.
Yeah.
But when it works really, really well. And so Joe and I spent a while kind of tuning it up, but it is pretty filthy. And while it works and it's all there, it needs some deep cleaning to make it really work snappy. So I've been acquiring a few interesting tools. I don't know if anybody's seen the Brownell Magnatip bits, but they make them. They're very, very well made. Brownell is a gunsmith equipment dealer in Iowa, and the Magnatips are made in a whole range of sizes down to very, very, very thin. I'm on the knife edge thin screwdriver bits. These are flat. These are straight screwdriver bits, but they make them in a incredible array of sizes. Anyway, I finally got enough of those so I can really attack the machine, which has these impossibly thin slots. And so we're working on that, trying to get some of the more delicate parts that might get damaged from the meths or whatever I'm going to use to soak it and get a lot of the grime. It looks like somebody dunked it in 3-in-1 oil, but so all that needs to be stripped off and without damaging some of the rubber parts. So that's the latest on the Hammond. What else am I missing, Joe?
That's it. You don't want to go into your microscopes. You don't want to go into your microscopes, do you? That's probably a whole other.
No, I reserve that for Microscope Club Live.
Okay. There you go. That sounds like a club I would enjoy, actually.
That's coming up. Yeah, that's coming up next on this channel.
Next time, journey to the microcosmos.
Joe.
Nice.
Hey, Joe.
Yeah.
Was Bill? I think I met you at Joe's Type-In.
Yes, I believe so.
Wasn't he there? Okay,
Yeah.
I thought you looked familiar.
Yeah, and he brought his stapler collection one time. It might have been when you were there. I don't know if you saw that.
Oh.
I don't think I did.
Yeah.
Has he been on your channel, Joe?
I don't remember if I've had you on my channel, Bill. Have you been on a video? Maybe.
Strictly as an extra, a non-speaking.
You were a prop. No, he didn't get union scale. I didn't pay him any union scale. So we need to get you. We need to get you on the channel, Bill.
Yeah.
At least maybe when you get some more progress made on the Hammond, it'd be fun to have a video about that.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll do it on your last show. How's that?
Yeah, last show. Yeah. What was that?
Where's Kevin?
I said I'll do it.
He's been busy.
Is he?
Yep.
Why doesn't he come on here?
Well, I don't know. That's a good question.
He's a
He's
shy guy.
Yeah, he's shy.
He hates us.
Yeah.
He hates
us. He was
No.
nice. It was nice talking to him. He's a nice guy.
Yeah, he is definitely.
Well, Joe only has nice friends.
That's right. or I have no friends at all.
He has standards to uphold.
You always have us.
I know. No, I do. That's why I'm here, because you guys are great friends.
I actually really enjoyed the episodes that Kevin has been on.
Oh yeah, I'll let him know. I think he's
definitely.
self-conscious about it. He's self-conscious about it, and he needs to be encouraged to do more of it.
Yeah.
So.
Since
I have the floor. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah,
No,
go ahead. I was just
I'll
going to say, seeing the two of you banter back and forth is quite enjoyable.
Yeah.
It is. It is fun. I was just trying to figure out how to type up a monthly calendar on my old Underwood.
Oh,
And so
love it.
That's fine.
I like that.
So yeah. So, you only have so many symbols, right? So that's parentheses and asterisk. I figured, and underlines would work pretty good. So there you go.
I like that.
Cool.
Is that an extra large typeface on the numbers, Joe?
No, that's just a standard pica. It's on my standard. It's just, I'm close in here focusing. But
cool.
Yeah, this is
paper.
Yeah, it's a hat-sized piece of paper.
Okay.
But it would be kind of cool to make a kind of a typewritten journal, some kind of a journal with a calendar built in. That would be kind of fun. So I was just practicing. I was doing a bunch of different formats on the other side, trying to figure out how best to space them and trying to figure out how best to space them and all that. And I was just practicing different layouts, and that's where I finally came up with this layout. I
That's
thought was
nice.
the
I
best.
like that.
Yeah. So it's like 5
Nice,
spaces between, and you get 3 rows for the box, each box of the days and all
Okay.
that. So anyways.
Okay. Imagine if you had a wide carriage typewriter, you could make a huge calendar.
Oh yeah, you could actually. Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a Smith Corner Classic 12 with a 6 CPI typeface.
Oh, nice.
Oh, that would be huge.
Put an 11 by 17 sheet in there, and away you go.
There you go. Yeah.
It's one of our dream machines.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I actually have an Olympia SG3 sitting in my collection in my pickup point down in the States. It has a 6 CPI and an extra wide carriage, but right now the US-Canada border is closed. So I won't be able to get down there and pick it up until that's open again.
Well, that's
So, but it looks like there is light at the end of the tunnel as long as these vaccines work properly and everybody basically behave themselves and doesn't play the monkey. It should be okay.
Yeah, exactly.
How wide is the carriage?
I think it's a 12-inch platen.
Okay.
So it'd be like a 15-inch carriage.
Oh, okay. Got it. Very cool.
Going back to the tools, one typewriter tool I would be kind of interested in finding is the tool for setting the eyelets in the ends of the ribbons.
Oh, there you can get it in the
Joe. Well, Joe
Go
just
to the-
offered to
yeah.
send me one, but yeah. go
Yeah,
ahead.
you go to the craft store, like here down in the States, we have Hobby Lobby and Michael's
Yeah.
craft stores.
Yeah.
And they have them in the sewing section, an eyelet crimper.
I have
Yeah.
this one.
I have that set, but I also picked up from an estate sale a bag of eyelets and hooks and other things for the end of ribbons, and those eyelets are just too small for these eyelet crimper tools that you get from Michael's, etc.
You can get this. You can get one of these, and it's got 2 different sizes that you can put in there. I don't know what they are, but
Oh, that's a heavy duty one.
Yeah, it'll cut a hole, and then it'll also, you change the
Right.
thing and it'll punch a hole. So
Wow.
yeah, that works. That'll work.
It's the same one I've got.
And you can pierce your ears and your belly button.
Your ears and your belly
John,
button.
I need my belly button pierced.
I was going to say that looks
Live on camera. Live on camera.
Oh no!
I'm ready.
On this show.
Don't try this at home.
Mine's closed up, so I need another one.
So what the heck is Ted doing with clay? What are you doing, Ted?
I am making a bed for casting rubber feet.
Oh.
So I need to. All my clay has been sitting around for a couple months, so I got to soften it up.
Is that polymer clay?
Yeah.
Excellent.
I thought I missed the topic of the day was Clay Day. I didn't know that
Clay day. No, but I need to make a bed for these so that I can. Well, I don't know if I can see them. There, you can see them. These, so I can make a cast around these. These nails are for actually holding open the holes in here. They'll have another piece that fits in there. So when I make the cast, these nails are going to be part of the cast, the form itself. And I didn't like the fact that these feet were really thin. I wanted them thicker because I'm going to do rubber, and I want them to kind of set the case a little higher off the table than the factory ones are going to allow. So I have made my own feet, and I'm going to cast them in rubber.
Nice.
So
That
that's
is
what
so
I'm doing right now.
So clever.
Cool.
So it's not
I had a
Play-Doh.
question about the eyelets for the ribbons. I have an Olympia SM3, and I think I had heard somewhere that
they don't need eyelets.
Right. Yeah, because I've got a ribbon in there that has eyelets right now, but it's the ribbon reverse isn't working. And is that why?
It could be, but only if the eyelets sit really far forward on the ribbon, because it has little tension feelers that once they get down to a certain point, or once one gets down to a certain point, it flips the mechanism, and then it rolls the other way, and then the other one flips the mechanism. So
one of the things I found about those is you have to have enough ribbon on the spool.
Definitely,
and so you might want to try one of those DIN-sized spools that are sold by Speedy Inks on Amazon. Those they're built for the Adlers, is the way they're advertised, but they're ribbons that are in the DIN-sized spools without eyelets. And so the problem is that if the pack of ribbon isn't big enough in diameter, it won't trip that reversing thing or whatever. So,
I have that problem on a Groma Calibri, that the ribbon is just too short. It's only like 5 or so feet long, and so it never gets to the point where it trips the ribbon.
Yeah, and there's a way you can adjust it for a smaller diameter ribbon. You have to bend a little thing or whatever, adjust something. I can't remember now, but
yeah, because I think I've just got like a universal ribbon from FJA Products in here, and when I wind the ribbon like manually, like with my finger, just like in here. Once it gets to the eyelet, it'll trip the auto reverse mechanism, but when I'm actually typing, it doesn't happen. So I wasn't sure if it was just like it just wasn't degreased enough, or if it might have been the ribbon, because I did remember hearing somewhere that the Olympias didn't use the eyelets.
Yeah, it could be a combination of both. Needs more degreasing, and it needs the right size ribbon. I've seen where on both sides the mechanism needs to be degreased so they're both has even amount of tension. Right, and if there's too much tension caused by hardened greases, it just doesn't trip properly. So yep, they're a little tricky.
Yeah.
Now, as far as grommet setters, I've been looking here. Tandy Leather has some very inexpensive grommet setters, reversed, of course. But there are two. I've noticed here there are two. Here. Yeah, there are two Tandy shops in Calgary.
Okay.
And so anyway, that might there's one on the north side and one on the south side.
Thanks, Bill. Where should I go for lunch?
I have something like that.
Bill, find out where I can go for lunch.
You can get this. I have this one too, where it's got three different tips you can screw on to the.
That's the set I have.
Onto the thing, yeah. And then I don't know. I guess this does something too. I don't know. So, but yeah, I think you can get all this stuff at like the Joann Fabrics or Hobby Lobby or places like that.
Michaels.
They're not real expensive. Michaels, yeah, they're not real expensive. So.
As the couple of parts of little eyelets I got from Michaels, that setting tool works perfectly, but with the 4-ounce bag of actual typewriter eyelets I got, those eyelets are too small for those tools.
Oh yeah, they have different sizes.
Yeah.
And then I have these tips that they have holes in them. I guess you can put the hole in first with, it screws onto the same kind of thing, cuts the hole, and then I guess you can put the eyelet through and then do it. So
I quite often use those hole punch tools for when I'm making hard to find or no longer available gaskets for chainsaws and stuff like that.
Someone's going to make the coffee.
That was my grandson.
Oh.
Oh.
A friend of his is coming over, and she goes, "My grandma will make you coffee."
Classic
Nice.
Joe Van Cleve household.
Oh yeah, of course.
That's so great. I love
How
it.
old are
That's
these
sweet.
kids drinking coffee?
True coffee
What's that?
drinkers.
How old are these kids drinking coffee?
Oh, he's 21.
Oh, okay.
Old enough to know better, but
still too young to care.
Now, my son is 12 and he drinks coffee. I know I'm a bad mom.
Bad
But
mom.
I'm a terrible mother. No, I'm not actually.
You're not.
But I do let him do things like that. He's very mature for his age, and it works out. He's a good boy, though.
That's good.
Yeah. So I have a new problem. You helped me so much, Joe, but now you see the issue
I didn't
having.
help you enough, apparently.
Oh.
I should be a thankful person and just be like glad that it
okay.
types it all. But now I've got other issues.
Oh.
I don't know if this
Okay.
is a case of, it'll all be better once the feet are on, or if it's just now I've screwed something else up. But I've got the high and low on the
I've got a lowercase alignment.
Yeah, it looks super cute if you're doing a craft project, but that's about it.
Don't get too excited about anything until you put the feet on.
Yeah.
Good advice, Ted. Duly noted. All right.
Don't
I won't get too excited
about anything until you put the feet on.
Okay.
It's amazing that the feet have such an effect.
They have a huge effect on any machine that has an open bottom.
That's
Stuff
amazing.
sticks out.
Yeah.
Wow.
So were they built to just live in those cases, Ted? Is that not the deal?
They were built to have a certain height of feet. And if they don't have that height, then the stuff inside doesn't clear the bottom of the frame.
Well, my Olympia has the little locking screws underneath the keyboard. Yeah, the underwood.
Yeah.
So it's sort of like it's not easy to disconnect it without a screwdriver. So
that's true.
So in other words, it's sort of designed to kind of be in the case most of the time, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I had a similar situation with this one. I took it all apart so that I could wash it, but it felt like once I did that, I was down the rabbit hole and so many bad things were happening. And it makes sense now based on what Ted is saying. So, yeah. I just don't want to spend $44 or whatever it is on the feet for this thing. It just seems like such a ripoff.
They are, but it's
But
what it
they're
costs.
handmade.
It's a price you pay for quality, right?
What do the feet look like?
I'll show you just a second.
So it looks like Elwood would like to come and say hi to you, everybody.
Oopsie, I can't.
Okay, now,
Look at that cat. It's so cute.
Did those at one time have a lipper on them? Because
Yes,
they
sir.
look like Corona feet.
They did. They had the roundy thing on the top.
Okay.
But then it came apart in the washing process. They just disintegrated.
Yeah.
But it at least has these, but then the back feet are completely gone. And when I've looked it up, the back feet that they make for these are more of a rectangle with just a little lip that sticks up on the back.
Oh, so they're different. Okay.
Yes,
they're custom, of course, proprietary.
The Corona ones won't work.
No.
There's a site on eBay called Typewriter Stuff who makes those things.
Yeah, I found.
They're
I
expensive.
found one on eBay, but it was like $44 just for the set, and that doesn't include whatever else. Tax shipping.
Wow.
And I was like, dude, that's like almost half the price of the stupid typewriter. Sorry.
That's
this wonderful
Tony
typewriter.
Casillo, and he has those
Piece
made
of crap.
specially, and so they're expensive. But if you want to have brand new feet, that's kind of what. Unless Steve Dade's around.
I didn't want to spend $100 on this piece of baloney. I wanted to just get it for free, fix it up, and take it back to the lady and show.
Well,
that
tell
it was
you
fun.
what, if you can find a good set of feet, send them to me, and I'll cast a form for them and make some rubber ones for you. So you can,
that
if
would
you
be
can
wonderful.
borrow a set.
So the
I
only
have to have originals to work from.
So how
He'll sign them for you.
This is tough. I appreciate that, Ted. Thank you. I'll pray.
I just don't have any underwoods like that I can pull the feet off of and make casts. So,
hey,
do you suppose that feet could be 3D printed out of any kind of soft and flexible
Yes.
material?
Well, not really soft material, not
Yeah.
the original rubber, but out of a PLA that is somewhat soft.
Yeah, that would actually work. except, well, I do have some friends with the 3D printer, but if I printed these ones, they won't be exactly right. They'll get the height correct, right?
Right.
And then I
but
could
they
sort of
won't have-
modify.
the back ones won't be right.
Correct.
That's where a person almost needs to order or buy the bullet, buy one set of new feet, and then see if someone has an accurate 3D scanner. 3D scanner seems to be the hard one. Get that scanned into a program, then you put the program into the printer. And I have also the typewriter parts I would love to get scanned, but can't find anybody who has what I call a good, accurate 3D scanner.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they say, well, if you can bring me in the CAD or the design or the pattern, I can print it for you. But why spend 3 or 4 hours trying to draw something which may or may not work? But if you had access to a scanner, put the part on the scanner, get it scanned 3D, input that, and you can just make as many as you want.
Well, unfortunately, you can't really 3D print in rubber. So you can't do what Tony Casillo does. The guy who makes the $44 feet is he has them CNC cut out of rubber. So he has a CNC cutting machine. So his are actual rubber, and that's why it costs $44 because he, has them hand cut out of blocks of rubber.
Well, let me ask you, Sarah. If you flip the machine up near the middle where the ribbon drive shaft is in the middle, do you have 2 studs sitting down here like that on either side?
Let me check. Ribbon drive shaft, 2 studs. I have
like sticking out like this. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Well, so basically, I'm looking at the feet on my machine are just round, and all you need is something to lift the bottom of the machine up at least as high as as thick as those studs, right? So.
Brilliant.
Right?
Okay.
So that's really the only thing is just
there goes my
right. So you could go to the hardware store and find some of those little furniture feet with the right size. I don't know what size machine screws are. These look kind of like 1032s maybe or something like that. Anyway, find the right thread, just a round rubber furniture foot kind of thing with a hole in it and the right bolt, just to lift it up at least as high as this stud here. And that should clear the bottom fine. Right.
That's what I was hoping for. I was wondering if that would work.
Yeah. It won't be the exact replacement. It may not fit well in the case. You'll have to check that out, but it'll at least make it so that it'll eliminate the possibility of that being a problem with your machine. And then you can go on and troubleshoot it from there.
That's great.
I did that to a Royal Mariner that I had. I found some little furniture feet that I put on the bottom and it had a similar problem where it was getting caught on something where like the carriage would just grind, like if it wasn't the right distance, like the right space. So it acted as a spacer
classic
too.
Olympia.
And that ended up fixing it.
Good.
For the Olympia SM series, I have actually taken to cutting bushings out of round baler belt rubber.
Oh, because I was going to say I've got these that I use for it.
Tap washers.
Yeah, that's what I use. I just use like little rubber washers.
Hose bib washers.
If you stack up enough of those, Sarah, you might be able to make it work with a longer bolt.
Brilliant. I'll try that.
Right? And a big washer.
Yeah. Okay. I'll give that a shot.
Yeah.
The thing that I'm wondering about is like the actual bolts. Those aren't really holding it up enough, are they? They're not doing the job of what it needs. It needs some sort of spacing between that and the actual hardware. Is that correct?
Yeah, indeed.
Yeah.
Fiddlesticks. Okay.
And then looking at the base on my machine, the bottom of the case, there's also, you can see the round depression for the feet. That this older model has round feet, right? But you can see the shape of it. So
yeah, these are the studs that are existing within the case that I have here.
Okay, right. Okay, a different style. Yeah.
But just for the front, and then the back.
Yeah, just
mush.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. I do have the original the screws that were for the feet that were there in the back. Right there. So that's good news, but right there.
Yeah, you might be able to find some furniture feet or rubber washers or not rubber washers, but they have these like
Something that'll fit in there.
rubber stopper kind of things with holes in it that,
Yeah.
you might be able
Like
to find
cutting
it.
board. Yeah, for cutting
Right.
boards or whatever they have. Yeah.
Bring one of those bolts with you to the hardware store, and you might be able to find a piece of rubber that it'll fit in. So,
Sarah,
Good idea.
your front rubber feet might actually become your back rubber feet now. Now that the little lip is fallen off the front feet, you might be able to use them on because there's still a square spot in the bottom. So the back screw will go into it.
Clever boy. Maybe I'll try that.
Good idea. You don't have that lip in.
Yeah, although there is sort of a cutout here on this, like, it's not completely off, so I'd have to sand it down to get that little doodad off there.
You're never going to be able to use the front again, so just chop her off and put it on the back, or see if it'll work.
Clever. Okay, I'll try that. See if it doesn't
Or
fall.
the alternative is you keep those front ones on the front, but then you use a little washer, and then but the problem, it won't go around the post if you do that. So because that's the only problem with that design.
They won't go down. Okay, got it.
Yeah.
All right, some definitely things to think about there.
The other thing I learned about those older Underwoods is that the threads on the front bolts are different pitch to the threads on the back bolts, so don't mix them up.
Well, the front
These are the back ones. It's a shoulder screw with a little plate thingy. I can't drive this. There we go.
A square washer. Yeah.
Yeah, you take exactly.
Okay. Very cool.
Yeah. Well, I'm
I
grateful
gotta
for
go, guys.
your
It was
advice.
good chatting with everybody.
Yeah, thank you so much, Eric.
Bye, Eric.
See you.
It was nice seeing you.
Thanks.
All right.
Yeah.
Here.
I take this off though, it won't stay there.
This has become like a repair episode. I love it.
This has been fantastic.
Everything typewriter.
I'm loving it because this thing is actually moving again. It was completely dead in the water. So I'm feeling very chuffed, as they say in Britain.
Yes. I love
by
that
the whole
term.
thing. Yeah.
So I have a couple of show comment things for Sarah real quick.
Yeah.
You were talking about, possibly painting your panel pink on that typewriter.
Yeah.
So my wife had been wanting a red typewriter.
Yeah.
And I think I mentioned this first or second time I joined you guys, but I found this for her.
Take a look.
Which is this
Oh
royal,
yeah.
and she really liked this, but it still wasn't a red typewriter, like what she really had her heart set on. And so I don't, in the case of this woman with her pink typewriter, I don't know.
Oh yeah.
She
won't
just
be
how
happy.
Well, I mean, you never know. So it's one of those things where it's a tough call, if that's in otherwise great condition as it is. And then the other thing I wanted to show. So the very first time out that my wife, after she starts to take an interest in the typewriter, she goes out and we found this. It's
the baby blue.
The baby blue, which was another thing, and we got this was at an antique shop where normally you would think that they'd be fairly pricey, and this is like $90.
Yeah,
that's all.
That's the price. I'm seeing that price actually up here in San Jose at antique shops.
Sometimes I think it's just a matter of other antique shops have like typewriters that are almost non-functional for $200. And so it's really just all over the map. It seems.
Was this like in Selwood or something? Because I know there's a huge antique mall.
Actually, it was in Selwood. That's exactly.
I was going to say that's where I would go for that. Because I was born and raised in Portland. So
yep. Yeah. Well, it's funny because there's Bill's story about the tools earlier. There's a guy here that has I love stopping by his shop because he's the tool man. He specializes in antique tools of all different sorts. And I sent him off an email inquiry, like if he had any typewriter repair tools or came across any, and I was shocked when he wrote me back and it's like, I wasn't aware that there was such a thing. And this guy has seen every tool under the sun. I could spend days on end talking to him about all the different tools that I've learned so many crazy things about tools that I never would have imagined from him. He's just so fascinating. And then he wasn't aware of the typewriter tools. I was like, oh, you're kidding me.
Isn't that amazing?
But yes, Selwood's, still has quite a few.
Is the old Selwood Bridge still across the Willamette River?
No, they
Really?
they end up having to replace it.
So I was up in Portland.
Is it a new one or no? Because I was going to say, I'll tell after Joe. I have some
I
Selwood
was
stuff to
up
say
in
too.
I was up in Portland 2001, 2002 time period for about 9 months for my job, for some training, and I had brought my motor scooter up there as part of my household goods. So I still had a rental car or a lease car the company gave me, but I had this motor scooter that I would ride around. I used to ride down across the Selwood Bridge into Selwood and hit the coffee shops and all that, the stores and all that. So that's kind of fun.
I love Selwood so much. My very first car, the transmission blew out on the Selwood Bridge. And I could only drive in reverse.
See, that sounds like a song. There's a song there.
This was back in my 20s. It was terrible, and I was on my way over to visit. It was a boyfriend who lived in Selwood, and I got stuck on the bridge. And then after that, my car was toast. I had to just sell it for parts. But I love Selwood so much. I even in my first marriage, I was married at the Selwood church there. That cute little chapel.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I love that place.
Oh wow,
lots of good memories, and I lived in Eastmoreland as a kid, actually, on Claiborne Street. So
that's a beautiful neighborhood.
I was lucky for a short time. Yeah.
So when my wife came up to Portland to visit me, we went over there for the Pendleton. There was a Pendleton store. In Selwood, and we were hoping that the prices would be cheaper at the Pendleton store. Of course, they're not cheaper.
No, Pendleton, anything it's so much money.
Forget it.
Yeah, yeah. But I remember that whole Stars Antiques Mall and everything. I think I still get emails from those guys. That's a good old time there.
Yeah, they actually have two different. At one point, I think they had 3 different stores all within a block area, but they still have 2 stores, one on either side of the street. And
wow, that's cool.
So it's quite the antique empire that they've built there.
Yeah, when I was a kid, I rode my green Schwinn. It was like a towny bike or whatever. I would ride it across from Eastmoreland to Selwood, and we go down to the that park down there. What was it, Oaks Park? And we'd roller skate on the curvy floor and everything. Yeah, it's
the largest skating rink west of the Mississippi.
Yeah,
it's still there.
God, I love that town.
All
right, enough nostalgia. I miss Portland so much. I haven't been back in over 10 years. I just miss it.
Wow. Do you think you'll ever go back there?
I hope so. Yeah, I hope so.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent.
A few minutes ago, we were talking about painting typewriters. I feel I'll just share this one with you.
Oh, is that? Did you do that? It's camouflage.
Yep.
Did you do that yourself?
That's cool.
I had a the finish is called hydrographing or hydrodipping, where the pattern is printed onto a sheet of gelatin. The gelatin is then laid across a vat of water. The gelatin melts, leaving only the ink. Then the bodywork is impressed into the sheet, and surface tension, water pressure.
Oh, wow.
That's not my dog. Anyhow, and so then once it's dry, it's clear coated. Now, this machine cost me a whole $15 from Kijiji. It was in pretty rough shape, all scraped up, gummed up and bunged up. So I gave it my regular cleaning and thought this would be a good candidate for hydrographing. So I had it done.
Wow, that's awesome. Was it expensive to do that?
The hydrographing itself was about $85 Canadian.
Wow.
Yeah.
I was just going to say, this is also the dog and cat episode.
We love animals around here.
Ted, where's your cat? Grab your cat, Ted.
Here's my cat.
My cat, I think.
Oh, that's funny.
My cat's taking a nap. She gave up.
Oh. It's funny. My dogs just sleep right through this whole thing, like every week now. Originally, like halfway through, they would want to go out, but I guess they're used to it now. They're like, okay, it's Sunday. Let's just sleep it off.
I have 3 cats. One is sleeping in the mouth of a fish. One is sleeping on the couch. And
That's a big
I don't know where the
fish.
third one
Yeah.
is. So that's it.
We have 3 cats. We had an old barn cat. She was 15 and a half years old. Ended up having to have her put down.
Oh.
So we got a couple of kittens from a neighboring farm. Two boys, and we were trying to decide on names for them. I had suggested Jacob and Wilhelm after the Brothers Grimm. My wife wanted Niles and Kramer, whatever his name is, from the TV show. But we eventually decided on Jake and Elwood.
Yeah, the Brothers Blue.
Blues Brothers.
Very good.
Mine are Ted and Joe.
Ted and Joe. Ted and Joe. Oh, God.
Let's
That's
see.
funny.
I think I got that in reasonable square position.
Excellent.
So hopefully they'll be ready to start mousing. Well, we live out here on an acreage, and of course the outbuildings, and we figure we need at least 2 cats to take care of the vermin problem. Otherwise, because in the fall each cat catches 2 or 3 mice every day. Well,
how much property do you have?
Legally 9.86 acres, but we call it 10 acres. There's 2 acres in the yard and the buildings and the house and property. Then they've got about a 6-acre hayfield, and then there's a whole bunch of. Hang on, I've got to get a cat off the counter.
A cat emergency.
We have close to 18 acres we're on.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
That's
so
great.
it's nice. We live in the middle of the woods
Nice.
in Missouri. So, yeah, John can hunt and fish in the pond. And we have 3 goats.
Oh.
I don't know how many chickens. We have some chickens. We've been getting eggs, so that's been nice.
Nice.
Yeah.
So
Welcome,
yes.
Emily.
Hi. Thanks, Greg.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. Sorry to join so late. I've been listening as I was doing my chores, and then I had to
Good.
focus on my chores so I could get them done. And now I'm here. So
Very good.
Oh, welcome. Yes.
thanks.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Good to see some new faces.
I know, huh? At one point, we had 16 people on camera.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That's amazing. Yeah, it's great. So
Emily, you're in Michigan?
I am. Yep, right in the middle of Michigan.
I'm from Toledo, Ohio, originally.
Okay, cool.
And my parents live in Ottawa Lake, Michigan. My sister.
Okay.
And I have one sister in Ohio still. So, but all my family's up there in Ohio. So
cool.
Yeah.
Excellent. So you resolved your cat emergency there?
Yes. Yeah. That was well. Say, we've got these 2 kittens about 5 months old now. We're figuring by the time spring comes, they'll be ready to go outside and start mousing. They're getting a little rambunctious now. They both need to be fixed real quick.
Oh yeah.
They're due at the
There you
vets.
go.
Yeah. Due at the vets, I think next week. So that should calm them down a little bit.
Yeah. Oh boy. Excellent. So anything new in your world, Emily?
I found out that they sell this is not typewriter related at all, but
That's okay.
I'm very
That's
excited
okay.
about it. They sell these Biscoff cookies in a family. No, it's a party size pack. So it's like a brick of nearly 100 cookies.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, wow.
So that's pretty cool.
That's exciting news. Yeah.
Yeah.
If only you could share it with us.
I know. I'm sorry. I can't. You'll have to go get your own.
Oh, okay.
It says party size, but we laugh because there's 7 of us in my family. So we're not family size. Like, we are just party size. So everything we buy, we always buy the party size chips, the party size Oreos, and now party size cookies.
There you go.
Oreos are cookies.
They are,
but they're special cookies though. They're very special.
That's funny, Ted.
Did you know that Oreos are vegan?
Did not.
Yeah,
know.
it's true.
Have they always been vegan? That's surprising.
Yes.
They're made of 100% pure chemicals.
I
No
love
animal chemicals.
No animal chemicals involved.
Everything is made of chemicals, by the way.
3D printed cookies.
There you go, 3D printed cookies. Well, like in Star Trek, they have the thing that just makes that just makes the food out of nowhere. I love that. I can't wait for those days. I could use some cheesecake right now.
Yep, replicators.
Yeah. Excellent.
All right.
Well, I think we've checked it. How's it coming along, Ted?
Good. I've got the box constructed. I've got the feet stuck in there. I think I'm ready for the first layer of urethane.
Ooh.
So
I like this process.
I will be doing that afterwards.
Yeah, yeah. That's probably a little more involved.
Yes, I have to mix that and put it over there on the table that I don't mind getting stuff all over.
Yes. Very good.
So that's it. Took me the whole time we were talking.
Excellent. I've seen a few people typing, like May is typing. What are you
Can
typing?
you hear it?
No.
I am actually sort of just typing minutes of what we're talking about.
Ooh.
That's what I was doing on my Hermes, and I'm making calendars on this one.
Yeah.
You can put in your notes that Ted's head is cold.
There's lots of cats and dogs.
Gregory, I think you just found your associate editor for the newsletter.
I know, huh?
Talking about taking minutes, I'm the secretary of our local Clares and Fishing Game Association, and so I'll take the minutes with my 1962 Skywriter sitting on my lap.
There you go.
Nice.
Because I can type way faster than I can write, and my typing is all legible. I may have to sort out a few typos and spelling errors, but then I transcribe that on the computer so I can email it out to the members. Yeah. So yeah.
Wait, one thing I've become kind of it's been crossing my mind more and more, because when I do write by hand, it's very, very slow. So I've become interested in shorthand, and I know shorthand isn't really a thing anymore, but does anybody in here know shorthand, like actual shorthand?
My wife used to, but not me, never.
Okay. Yeah.
I have a shorthand.
Oh, Joe.
Old joke. Sorry.
I'm curious to pick up like one of the like a vintage copy of the Greg shorthand handbooks and see. I'm sure it's quite complicated, but I think it would be interesting to learn that, though. Yeah, because then I can still
get a shorthand machine.
Maybe. Who knows?
Those, court reporter
It would be
things?
Gregory shorthand, not Greg shorthand.
Yes. I was actually in a thrift store, and this was like, before everything. Mm-hmm. And so I was looking at typewriters. They only had one of the electronic ones, and I have my one, and I don't need any more of those. But they had one of the court reporter machines, and it was definitely a vintage one, and it was in it was in pretty amazing condition. I was extremely tempted, but I was like, do I need to open a whole new can of worms?
Don't buy one. Yeah, don't buy one until you absolutely know what you're doing.
Yeah,
you'll see those things in thrift stores one a month, easy.
Yeah,
nobody wants them. Nobody wants them.
It was in amazing condition, and it was pretty old. So it was so tempting. I actually saw a Facebook ad of all things, and they were advertising. I think it was the actual machine, but I think it was part of a course, and you would get the machine and be able to learn it. And of course, the ones now are, it's basically a computer keyboard. So, it's going directly into a computer.
Yeah.
And I thought that was a cool idea, but we got to go old school here. But I do want to watch videos and see, how difficult it is. And it's, a true skill, obviously. And I think people get paid reasonably well to do it. So I don't know.
I shouldn't tell you this, but the corollary to the fact that nobody wants them is that there are probably thousands of them going in the trash every day from thrift store stock.
Scrapping.
So if you feel guilty about that, you might want to start picking them up.
Save all the typewriters.
Save all the shorthand machines.
I know. It is really sad to see the old technology just being thrown out, and
although a LaSalle stenographer isn't hard to operate, it's knowing the language in which to operate it in. Each time you press a series of keys, you are not typing a letter or word, you are typing a syllable. So for each syllable, you would press a series of what's the word I'm looking for, of keys.
A chord,
essentially.
Because that's called chording, is when you do that on a shorthand machine. Chording.
Okay.
That or even a sequence. Yeah.
Can y'all hear me out? My mic cut out for a minute. Greg, I'll tell you, Riverside County, we're very fortunate in the court systems. We're one of the last ones to use shorthand stenographers. I'm sorry, steno machine. So if you ever get a chance when we have live court again, we still do a bit in the store courthouse for stuff, but feel free to just sit in and watch them work. I've gotten to talk with these people, and they're extremely talented. They have their own union. They get to work very hard. It's very exciting. But I did put a note in the theme, if you'd like. My secretary is an expert at shorthand, and she's got all sorts of weird things on it. So let me reach out to her and let me see if I can get you.
Yeah.
If you'd like.
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
Okay. Yeah, I'll do
that. Very good. I see Emily's typing.
Yeah, it's definitely a talent that I never picked.
Well, shorthand is a complete language unto its own.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I guess that's one thing.
Stenography. That stuff's crazy.
Yeah. I guess that is one thing that not really worries me, but even concerns is too strong of a word. But I don't feel like I learn things very easily. So I don't know.
I think you can do it.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
You can do it. That's how you grow as a person, is wanting to learn new things. And that's a good thing.
Yeah, that's true.
Why I got into typewriters.
If we all sat and did the same things forever, that would be so boring.
Oh, yeah. That's true.
So I think you should do it.
Thank you. I needed that pep talk. Excellent. And my youngest brother, he's amazing. He picks up things so easily. He became fluent in Spanish. he took my synthesizer and it taught himself how to play music like you would not believe, and actually became composer for what do you call them, indie films. And he's learned a bunch of other things, and now he's learning a sign language. It's like he picks this stuff up so easily. And even going back to our childhood, like a video game, he would master it in no time and could beat everyone. It's like, oh.
But I think that's because I think it's the same. It'll be the same for you with the shorthand, is because that's what you're interested in. You'll be good at it. If you're doing it because someone else is doing it, you're not going to have that same kind of like passion to want to do it, you know?
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Kind of like me in school, I really sucked at math, could not figure out anything. But once I got into long-range marksmanship, then I found I had to start working out trajectories, velocities, drop in trajectories, that sort of stuff. All of a sudden, that stuff became interesting.
Yeah.
And working out the theoretical weight of a cast lead ball given the relative density of lead.
Oh my goodness!
Sort of stuff.
Wow.
Ballistics.
Is anyone else in the group trying to learn like a new skill right now?
No, I wanted to learn how to drive my husband's tractor, but I haven't done it yet.
Oh, okay.
But you know, one day.
Yeah. Excellent.
I work at karaoke a lot. Actually, I have improved.
Oh yeah, excellent. So
I was trying to teach myself how to play chess on via one of these online tutors, and I'm thinking maybe I'm going to try tatting again.
Cool.
Yeah.
I just want to be better and faster at everything that I do.
Excellent. That's a good goal.
Increase my WPM, maybe write something real like a book or short story instead of just typewriter jabber all the time.
Although you're always welcome to take the notes for these meetings or the minutes.
Sure. Well, I did it last time. Maybe I should just scan it and post it to the Facebook
That'd be
page.
fun. Yeah.
Do whatever
That'd
you
be
like
fun.
with it.
Excellent. I know Bernardo's not here, but he's been on a few times, and he's actually kind of obsessed about medals, medals, and he actually got me really fascinated, and so I've actually bought a few. So that's not really something I'm gonna dive into and learn everything about it, but it's fun to branch out and get new interests, and so yeah. But I mean, that could be
Gregory,
pretty expensive
you
too.
say
Yes.
medals like the ones you win and wear around your neck?
Yes.
Oh, like for what?
Well, they're essentially commemorative. So the first one I got was commemorative. Let's see, I think it was celebrating would it be the bicentennial of California, or I'm not remembering right now.
It's like coin collecting, but bigger, right?
Yes, it's actually called exonumia. So basically it involves everything that's not money related. So like tokens, medals, what else? That sort of stuff.
Oh,
so another one I got, which is a nice big one, is it and I actually got it kind of too late because it has to do with the that Christmas thing, nativity.
Words are hard.
Yes,
they are. So, so it's pretty cool because it has these sort of miniature metals embedded in a bigger metal. So there's, I think, 5 of them, and each one is like a different scene from the nativity. And it, funnily enough, it actually came from Portugal, which is where names, my goodness. Which is where Bernardo lives.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
Bernardo lives in Portugal, and this metal actually came from
Yes.
there. So yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and then the next one that's on its way is actually, it's not an Olympic medal, but it's commemorative of the Olympics. So it's not like a gold medal or anything, but so that one's on the way. But yeah, so it goes back to my my youth when I did have a very small coin collection, primarily because I mentioned earlier that my grandparents were missionaries, so they had coins from Peru, and so that was kind of the start of my collection, and I got a few more on my own, but yeah. Anyway. I was looking at typewriter related ones, which reminds me, is Sarah still on here? I don't know.
I don't think so.
Fastest typer metals and
yeah, because there's a speed and accuracy one,
Yeah.
and she actually recently posted a photo of one of those on Facebook. So I was like, oh yeah, there it is. So that's pretty cool. Yeah.
It's so funny, all of the carryover topics
Yes.
of interest that people have. When Bill was, the other Bill was talking earlier, he mentioned the microscope club. You know,
Yes,
I used
yes.
to date a girl, and her mom worked for Lights. She was in microscope sales, actually.
Oh.
I was like, wow, that's what I would have never, thought of something like that until
Yeah.
I met her, And then when Bill started talking, somebody asked Bill about working on the Hammond. He had mentioned musical instruments, and I was thinking he was talking about restoring like a Hammond B3 organ or something.
Yeah.
So I was like, wow, what a wild side subject to get into,
Yeah. That's funny.
Selling microscopes is a very small market.
Yeah.
Bad pun.
She's probably heard that one a few times, I'm guessing, when she was in the orbit of sales.
I was going to mention, Gregory, about coin collecting. Have you ever seen a coin that's only minted or struck on one side and it's blank on the other?
Yeah.
Yeah, some of those are actually not coins. They're actually counters for the counting board, which was a form of the abacus used in Europe, medieval Europe, and later. It was a variation. Instead of beads on wires, it was coins on a table or a board. Anyways,
excellent.
In case you're curious about that.
Yeah, definitely. Let's see. So I saw Emily typing earlier. What were you typing?
I was trying to do a little typing practice. I got this typewriter and this book and one other typewriter at an estate sale last summer, I think, and paid like a whole $20 for all of it,
Wow.
And the other typewriter, this one is a Brother Activator 800T.
Wow.
So,
starring
pretty
Arnold
cool.
Schwarzenegger.
Yeah.
I think that's the same typewriter that I found at a thrift store earlier this year, the same model that I gave to my friend Kevin. It's the same color, in fact, the yellowish kind of color.
Yeah, it's yellow.
Yeah.
It's got some kind of like crud on the keys, like this orange goop that's hard and crusted. And I'm like, ew, can I scrape that off? And then I realized, oh, it's on F and J. That's the, so they can find the home keys. There was just something about the house that I got this out of that made me think that the person that lived there was their eyesight was not so great, maybe. And like, oh, that was kind of smart to put stuff on there to help them find F and
That's
J,
interesting.
so they can.
Yeah.
Obviously, a touch diaper. They probably got through this whole book. That might be me.
What book is that?
This is the College Typewriting by Southwestern Publishing Company. It's the basic course, 6th edition.
Yeah, I put little stickers on the F and the J, like little sticker gems that I think I got at Michael's or something. Some little. Usually, girls use them they use them to decorate things with.
Right.
But I use those on, F and J on all my machines. I love being able to feel the F and the J, just that bump. Nobody else does that, or?
I've never done that.
Pretty close. When I switched my computer to the Dvorak keyboard, I took a little bit of Dymo tape and put them on what would be the home keys, so I could find those and then go from there.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a good practice.
Because the F and J already have the little raised bumps on them. But when you switch those, when you switch those around to the Dvorak key map, your home keys are now way off center, so you have new home keys.
Oh, wow. You have to completely retrain yourself.
Yep.
There must have been a lot of office pranks over the decades, moving keys around and keyboards.
Yeah, what was that when George W. Bush moved into the White House? They took all the keyboards and took the W's off of all the keyboards.
Oh, yeah, that's what I was trying to think of that. Yeah.
Yeah, that was funny. I practice typing all the time, though, myself. I don't know about the rest of you. I probably practice touch typing just a good half an hour a day out of 20th century typing manual is what I'm working now. But I really enjoy that. It's a great satisfaction to build relationships with how the words are spelled. I haven't had my spell check on my phone or my computer in probably 2 years. So you build that relationship with the words, and then you build that relationship with the keys and where they are. And the less your mind has to think about it, the faster and easier you can go. So anyway, that's what I like.
Yeah, I like that. You don't have to work on the inspiration, like just sitting there, like thinking, like, oh, where do I start? Just
my mind does it. To me, it's mostly spelling words and the spellings of words and the using of words. Does an apostrophe go here or not? Whatever, I like to think that in the future my rough drafts look really good, because right now they look terrible. But
my wife Juliana can type at 120 words a minute. She's been touch typing for years, and quite often, well, as I'm a mechanic, we do service reports to let the customer know what was done to the machine. And quite often she'll look at me in the face while I'm dictating, and she just typing on the keyboard, doesn't even look at the keyboard or the screen. She just types like a damn.
Wow. And some of these old films I was watching on archive.org, you just see them typing like nobody's business. They're making the machine fly, and the type bars are moving so fast that you can't even see them. It's just amazing that people can type that fast, even on manual typewriters. It's amazing.
Well, that's how I want to be when I grow up. I know my aunt and my mom used to be very good. My aunt and my mom used to be very good at mechanical typing, and now they really struggle with it. I remember being a kid watching my aunt or my mom fly on typewriters, and they just can't do it like they used to. They can still do computers just fine. So I think it is a skill similar to playing a drum set. If you let it go for a little bit, you're going to lose quite a bit of it. I'm not sure they ever did 120 words a minute, but they worked as secretaries or people of business, on a typewriter. So you had to know how to use a manual typewriter very well. So, and with nails. Remember in the 80s, all the women had nails. I don't know. They'd go get manicures and then type. I don't know how they did that. I was always very astounded at that as a kid, watching how preciously my mother had to move between the keys because she had these glorious long nails.
My old Burroughs, my Burroughs comptometer the 1 through 5 keys on each row, you can see the imprint of the nails from decades of being used.
Wow.
But the technique for the comptometer was you don't use 6 through 9. A number larger than that, you just hit 2 keys. Like a 7 would be 3, 4, or 5, 2. Anyways, so it was a speed thing. But yeah, you could see the imprint of the nails on those keys. Kind of cool.
I actually do find it interesting and fascinating, both how different typewriters work better for some people than others. Like Ted was mentioning earlier, my wife is developing this fondness for the Royal typewriters, and I just don't, from a typing perspective, I don't get along with them very well at all. And for her, they're perfect.
I like mine.
Yeah, and that's and
like
obviously
mine.
they're fantastic typewriters, but for something that I'm doing, my typing approach, it doesn't I end up with the skips between letters, and I can try adjusting the tension, but it's got something to do with me. It's not the typewriter, because she sits down and it types out just fine. And so that I started thinking about that the other day, and it's like, that's really kind of interesting, how each person has, probably their favorite machine that for another person be like, no, I don't care for the way that one feels, but it's such an individual thing. I think that's really kind of cool.
Yeah.
With Royal, for me, QDLs, any Royal portable, the only ones I can actually type on without skipping in whatever configuration they're in is the 1940s ones. If you go 1930s, I had Royal O's that always skipped on me, and anything past 1950 always skips for me. But
and you said that's because you stab at the key, so you have a very quick typing. Your contact with the key is very short.
I bottom out a lot, so I'll hit it and I'll
all right,
all the way, and that's just because of the force I'm using. But for some reason, the mechanism in the 1940s works perfectly for me, and no other years.
Isn't that wild?
Even though it's exactly the same machine.
Yeah. That's interesting. I have 1930s and 1950s, and they're all perfect.
You don't feel any difference between them when you type. I mean, not in the way Ted's talking about.
No, they've never skipped. I guess they match my typing technique.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
The only machine I find that skips for me is the Hermes 3000. Will skip occasionally after letter A.
Oh, wow.
And for me, it's the Hermes 2000 does exactly that same thing. Every one I've ever tried.
Wow.
Hermes 3000, perfect for me.
Wow. It's like, what's the difference?
And it kind of sucks because I love the Hermes 2000. I just love the way it types, the way it feels.
Right.
But somewhere, right around the A, S, W, Q, Z, X, all that stuff skips for me when I type on that style of machine.
It
probably has something to do with the keys being on the outer edge there then, right?
Those are more sensitive to.
Are you right-handed, Ted?
I am right-handed.
Yep.
And how many fingers are you using?
And no.
5.
6.
These 5 right here. Oh, wait, over here.
5 on 2 hands.
Yep.
I remember in typing class in high school, one of the things we had to do was pinky exercises. We had to sit there and type whole lines with nothing but our pinkies to get them worked up and build the muscles. And I think that helps with typing technique because yes, it's almost always the pinky finger keys that give us trouble sometimes.
They're hard.
Yep.
And the A is always crooked on every typewriter I've ever gotten. The
I have
A
a theory
is
about
always
that
crooked.
too.
What is it?
What's your theory?
What's your theory?
It's the third most used letter in the English alphabet,
Yeah,
and also
makes sense.
it sits on the far left side of the basket, and it hits the platen at a really sharp angle. So I think just people using it over and over, and it just keeps hitting at that sharp angle.
That makes
and
sense.
eventually the slug gets sheared
Yeah.
off or bent out of place, and it just I think that's what's happening.
Yeah.
I think what we need,
always crooked.
what we need is a Zoom call of actual typewriter class. People have extra cameras over their keyboard and the instructors, telling them this and that.
Actually, May, I like your idea of the pinky exercises. I'm gonna try that because my pinkies are definitely weak.
Find yourself a carriage shift machine and exercise your pinkies on it.
Either that, or you could get one of those guitar exercisers.
Yeah.
Have you seen those?
What are you doing, John? What are you with a pen? Is that
he's lifting weights with his
pinky curls?
Oh, this is the Twisby fountain pen. The Twisby fountain pen curls. Yeah.
The Twisby twist.
The Twisby twist.
That is funny. Excellent.
All right. I'm going to sign off, everybody. I have lunch to go to with Meet a Friend for lunch. So
I was just going to say we're approaching the 3.5 hour mark. So unless anyone has anything else they want to share or talk about, we could probably just go ahead and sign off.
I guess my new typewriter will have to wait till next week.
Dang.
I forgot. We have to keep going.
I will not. As soon as we
It has
sign
been a
off, the
blast.
FedEx
Really
guy
want
will
to thank
show
you.
up then.
I know.
May I hope it arrives safe and sound and types
Thank
safely.
everyone. Great chat.
Bye.
All right. Thank you so much.
Take care. Adios.
We'll see you next
Awesome.
week.
See you guys.
Bye.
Live long and prosper.
Bye all.
Testing.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.